session. Really, ultimately, the crew decided to fight one giant battle, and then the dwarf was given some information he decided not to share with the group. And so everybody kind of ran down this little ravine here, and surprise ambush. They got boulders thrown at them, and instead of just kind of running through, they decided to charge up the hillside and kill everything in sight. So surprise. Um,
Shocker.
yeah, this group, what? Nah. Anyway,
Seems to be our MO.
yeah. So, all right. So this is essentially what's happened. Is to catch everybody up. You guys are tracking this bandit group. You've obliterated a trailing party that was just kind of falling behind, and then you've just now killed the rear guard group that was essentially trying to ambush anybody that was trying to find out where the bandit camp was and track them. Up on this cliffside where everyone's at right now, other than Kenzo. Kenzo, can you see what your vision like?
Yeah, I can see.
I opened the whole thing. Okay. So up on top here where I'm pinging, you guys killed, I think approximately it was like 5, 6 people. Um, there's definitely some loot on them. One of them was a veteran. He was kind of in command of this rear guard. He didn't have anything specifically on him, but the clothes that they're wearing, they're not purple robed or anything. But most of this group was definitely different than the ragtag group that you guys destroyed the first time. These seem a lot more involved. They've even got like this weird symbol kind of embossed on their little outfits. And they had nothing really of value. I think I may have awarded some gold, but really it's just some like gruff soldiers and people part of the cult. So, what would you guys like
Cool.
to do?
Consider me caught up.
Yeah, you
So,
didn't miss much of this.
So can I move up
You move wherever you want. We're not in
closer
combat.
to the gang here?
Oh, that was
Okay.
going to be my question.
Okay.
So are you guys leaving the cliffside or what?
Do they have like robes on? Like, is there some kind of like identifying mark that makes them look like they work for a faction? Or
Yeah, so they don't have robes on. They don't have purple robes or anything, but their outfits that they have on is normal travel wear. But there's kind of like this on various parts of their clothing. It's not a true uniform, you would say, but it's some on their clothing throughout this group of 5 or 6 dead bodies. You start to see this pattern of like it looks kind of like this one emblem that is kind of sewn on or embossed on their different parts of their outfit. Kind of looks like a big long tooth.
so is there any way for us to?
Does anybody recognize that symbol?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Kenzo, or hold on, who's got the highest
Can I
history?
use-
Aren't these dudes like pretty
I have
openly
0. I got
following
insight.
Cult of the Dragon or whatever it's called?
What would you say?
I said, aren't these dudes pretty openly following like the Cult of the Dragon?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have gathered that information. That it's the Cult of the Gathering. Yes, Cult of the Gathering, Cult of the Dragon that have raided the town, and they're the ones you're pursuing as well.
My history's 0.
DM,
Okay.
we don't have. We never got a spell check for the Dragon Lord,
Dragon.
the Dragon Master's name, or whatever the name that they gave us of the dragon that flew away, like we did Shantae.
Yeah, I told you guys that name, didn't I?
You did, but we didn't get a spell check in Discord. Can we have the same?
I wrote it out.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
Ashante, whatever her name was.
it's just Shantae.
No, that's the Cabal. That's the Cabal god. Not right. That's not the dragon.
Oh,
Yeah, Shantae is the Cabal god that they had their trinkets to.
Kobold God. I don't remember any Kobold gods.
Yeah, it was like the ones that were arguing over the roast chicken or something at the fire. Whenever they were killed, we ransacked them. They had like little trinkets for their god, and you said it was related to Shantae.
Sorry, 1 second. Let me make sure of that. For some reason, I thought.
Because we learned about the dragon way before the 27th.
Sorry, a few religious carvings of Shantae taken from a home shrine is the kobold. Yeah, so it's just Shantae is their. It's just a of Shantae. It's yeah, they're like little god the kobolds worship.
And what was the dragon's name again?
Stand by. Don't actually hold on. Maybe I wrote it down. Sorry, I gotta find it.
Okay.
While I'm doing that, who has the best history?
I got 0.
I also have 0.
Somebody give me some. Lenithon is the dragon. Lennithon.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
My
Lenithon.
my history is 0 too. So
So somebody give me a roll then.
Rolling. 19.
Oh yeah. So
nice.
Rich, you recognize this little emblem. You in the middle of the attack of the town, there was definitely some people with it. It's not, like I said, it's not a uniform thing. It's more like, hey, we gathered these people to our army or our bandit group, and those that are recognized part of the group, not just like hired hands, have it somewhere upon their outfit.
So what I'm getting at is I've recognized that these legions of people have this identifying marker, and I want to disguise myself with that marker so that I could potentially be mistaken for being in their club. Is there
Okay.
is there a way for me to do that?
So how would you like to do that? Are you talking about like cutting their marks off, putting their clothes on, trying to use
Ideally,
magic the mark onto you? What do you want to do?
Ideally, I can find a guy who's about my size and just take his clothes off and leave him naked and somehow shimmy that over my, under my armor, or have their a symbol showing. I want to look for like a shirt that fits that will go with my chainmail.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, the veteran that you guys slain, he has like this underneath his leather tunic. He has a red. It's like a shirt that has a collar to it. Nothing too fancy. I mean, it's designed for combat, but also comfort. And kind of on the collar, peeking up above his leather jerkin, is that little symbol,
Yeah, I'm gonna steal that.
and it looks like it fits you great.
I'm gonna try and put that on my body.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it. You got it on now. You got this red undershirt with an emblem on its collar. You got it to your bag.
Thank you.
Hey, nice shirt, guy.
Thanks, guy.
Looks good on you. You're gonna like the way you look.
How
Anybody
many of
else?
these emblems are there?
Huh?
How many of the emblems are there? There's only
Well,
one,
there's
right?
6 dead bodies. Most of the bodies have one. I think there's probably about 4 total. And it's just various pieces of equipment or clothing. It's all fabric related that have these little emblems on them, little designs.
Can I rip one off into a armband or headband length fabric and put it in my inventory?
Sure. Yeah, if you want to rip one off, there's none of these clothing fit you because you're fucking huge, and excuse me. But there's one guy that has like it on his sleeve. You can rip the sleeve off his shirt.
Perfect.
I assumed you guys checked everybody for loot there.
Yeah, there wasn't
gave
nothing
out
of
gold.
note. It was really just a little bit of gold.
Okay.
So, anybody else want to do anything?
All right. I'm good.
Ready to move.
Onward.
So we've got the
I'd like to
giant.
ask if anybody desperately needs a heal before we move on. Does anybody in the group desperately need a heal from the Doctor Man?
I'm at half
Giant Dr.
HP.
Man.
We could probably take a short rest. We get 2.
Ooh, I would love that.
Yeah, you guys can take a short rest if you want.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think we should.
Everybody remember how to do it on your character sheet?
Sure.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Take short rest. Confirm.
Dylan, I don't know if you talked to Matt or not, but Kenzie's okay.
Oh.
They're discharging her.
The dice didn't roll.
No, Kenzie was in the hospital.
Yeah, her fluid. They checked her today, and her fluid levels were really low. So they went to the hospital and they gave her some fluid, but they're probably going to induce her next week. But that's why he's not going to be here tonight.
Gotcha.
So short rest. select the box, and then hit the 1D whatever plus whatever. Or you can just manually add it. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I was already at full health, so I didn't even worry about it. I just
Yeah.
took a short rest.
Okay. So, just to recap, so I got Elias ripped a sleeve off. Rich has a undershirt with his little emblem. Did anybody else want to do anything else before we continue on down this path?
I suppose I'll grab an emblem off of a body if there's one to be had, just to have, just in case.
So you find this one guy that's been killed on his dagger sheath. It's got it looks like it's been etched into the sheath with a knife. It's not like fancy or anything, but somebody's carved it into his sheath.
All right.
Oh,
You want that?
am I able to use an action before I take a short rest?
Yeah, I mean you just take short rest whenever you want. Well, whenever I say you can, but yeah, you can do whatever. It's not in combat.
Okay, because that way I just realized I could do that. Like I can max out my focus points, and then take the short rest, and it resets too.
That's fine. Just to
Beautiful.
clarify that is y'all's second short rest, right? On this,
Correct.
since,
Yeah, out of
since you've
3.
done a lot.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We got
But I
one
think
more.
I had to click the third one technically. I can reset it, can I?
Well, yeah, you
In-
should have one
in
more
D&D
short rest
Beyond.
before you have to take a long rest.
Okay.
All right, so this little dude, after seeing Edward kind of grab this rifle through these bodies and grab this this little sheath, he kind of clambers up this rock cliff here, and he slides back a few times and finally makes it up. This little scrawny kid, and kind of starts poking through the bodies and picks up what appears to be like a little flask with this emblem kind of etched on it, and kind of sniffs it and says, "This is definitely not protein, but I think it'll do." And scurries back down the cliff. So, anybody else want to do anything before we move on?
I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right.
Yar.
So, okay. So, you guys move to the edge up here. All right. So, when you move up here, you kind of round this bend, and in the distance, you see this. Give me 1 second. I gotta fix the tokens since we don't have the same people. Kenzo. So you guys are far enough back where you don't actually, like, you're not seen here. Hold on, I'm fixing your shit. 60 update token. There we go. So, can everybody see normally? Let me check the tokens. Okay, so I know you're kind of crammed up against this barrier or whatever. You're a good quarter mile back, but you do see this entrance to this camp. There is some makeshift kind of barriers in place, a cart in the road. There's a lot of guards sitting in the front. There's also this wooden watchtower with these two cultists up on top of it watching. This, you see that you're kind of in a little bit of a rise, that this camp laid out below you. You can't see too far because of the trees, but it does kind of go downhill into like this horseshoe shaped pattern on the like over this way and over this way. So to the north and south ish. The terrain starts getting steeper and steeper, so this camp is kind of wedged down into this little horseshoe. What?
All right, team meeting before we approach this gate. We're definitely
Hello?
not going and insulting them looking for combat, right?
Yeah, I don't
I
think so.
agree. Does anybody have a really good persuasion or deception? I have some decent stealth if we want to try to go through the trees.
I have +4 deception. We also have the enemy identifiers. Maybe they'll think that. I don't know if there's gonna be like
I
a
could be a-
password. He didn't
I could
have
be a prisoner.
identification. You could be a prisoner.
Yeah, I could be a
Ooh,
prisoner.
That's a good idea.
I like that.
All right.
Let's do that, and then let our pally Ryan. What's your name in here again?
Rich?
Rich. Yeah. Rich. Let Rich take the lead on that, and then have the prisoner, and then we'll get our sigils out. That's a great idea.
And if they kick us out, then we'll try and sneak in.
Amen.
All right, so Rich is taking the lead.
Yeah, we're gonna put on
Yeah, I
some
think
loose
so.
shackles on
On Kenzo.
on Kenzo. Doesn't have anything identifying him, right?
Right.
Yeah, so we're gonna put some
All right,
loose shackles on him. He could easily slip out of.
So, Rich, give me a perception check real quick.
Perception +1. 26.
Okay, so you don't really notice anything beyond what I've already told you.
Okay. Does anybody else have any ideas before we go whistling up to this gate and try and go through?
Can I do a perception check for the group?
Nope.
Is that allowed? No. Okay. Okay.
So, Rich, I think you need to punch me in the face.
Maybe I could just like put some mud or look for some purple flowers or something. Give you a little makeup. You want
Okay.
Good idea. Oh, I know.
So
I have.
when you-
I can do that.
So-
I have the. I
Kenzo,
have
when
the
you say
scribe.
that, hold on.
I have ink.
Hold on.
Kenzo, when you say that, this little guy runs up to you and just mid stride goes and tries to punch you right in the face. And he kind of trips as he swings because he's putting his whole back into it. And he kind of like punches you a little bit in the chest and then falls on his face and just says, "Oh God, my hand."
Good try, little man.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's two Elias.
Did
So he
swing?
kind of like looks up you abashed and be like, I tried. I could try again if you want me to.
Did he roll attack dice?
No, he just
Okay.
kind of tripped and fell on his face because he's a pretty scrawny little kid.
All right. So is dirt gonna work? Can we, as a group, gather if rubbing dirt on his eye makes it look like he's got a shiner? Rough his
I've got
shirt
some
up a little
ink.
bit, stretch his collar maybe.
I could put some ink around his eye, make it black.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, the little kid stands up. Which do you guys know his name?
No.
Have you guys?
No.
Has he told you?
It seems like maybe we did, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh yeah. Edward knew. His name is Ren.
Ren, that's
Ren
right.
with a
Yeah.
W.
Ren. So yeah.
I think I asked him a while back, and I've just forgotten.
So Ren stands up and be like, "Well, I get what you want now. I thought that maybe you just wanted me to punch you, but I have some magic that can maybe help you.
Magic?
Magic. I can magic you.
I think we try the mechanical fix first.
No, hold on. I got this. And he starts like chanting under his breath. And then he kind of opens his hands and he puts them on your forehead. And he says, Thaumaturgy. And so what he does is he casts the spell Thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy. I don't know how to pronounce this. And you get altered eyes. You alter the appearance of your eyes for 1 minute. And so now it looks like you have a black eye.
Nice. Good job, kid.
All right.
Amen. Well done. man.
He kind of beams with pride.
We
Wait.
got a full minute, right? So we're walking.
It's a
Yep.
full
Yeah.
minute.
All right, I'm gonna take the lead since
And
I'm.
I'll
put the shackles
follow
on him,
behind
right?
you.
Yeah, he's. I'm holding like his loose little shackle, kind
Alright.
of concealing him. It's mostly
I'm in the
confidence. I'm like 99% bullshit and 1% walking towards the
Doesn't
gate.
matter. You said 90%
Yeah.
confidence. I mean,
and small amount of movement towards the
Alright.
the gate. We're striding though.
all right.
And
So-
I'll make eye contact, but I'm not gonna say much. I'm gonna look kind of pissed off. So I walk
Alright.
up to the gate.
So these guards are clearly tired. They've made it. You could tell they were at the Green Nest, and they're really just exhausted. And they look at you striding in with confidence, and just kind of one of them waves his hand, and be like, "Hurry up!" And they let you pass.
Move on
Nice.
through. I'm gonna try to look for some cover. Let's get past these guys.
As Elias walks up, what that same guy kind of looks up, kind of looks startled, and is like, "Damn, you're a big guy. Were you with us the whole time?"
And I keep walking as I nod and make that sound.
Okay. He kind of looks at you a little startled, but doesn't really say anything, and just lets you pass.
Can we, once we get past them, can we have perception check to see if they're paying attention to us or if anybody's watching us when we get?
You know, once you don't even have to roll. So the fact that you guys just kind of walked in like you own the camp, no one kind of paid you mind. There's like this ragtag kind of straggling bands that a couple people here and there are kind of walking into the camp right now. It's getting kind of dusk, so you just kind of fit in.
I want to meet over by the woods for a team council meeting. See what
All right.
Sweet.
convene. See what the boys think.
Right.
Speaking in hushed tones and not really knowing what's around the corner. What are we even here for? We've got a mission to find someone. Is that?
So we're just kind of following the.
Does anybody remember what the governor charged you guys with?
I thought it was to find
General chaos, right?
someone specific.
Some dude, yeah.
Yeah. So Elias is familiar with this guy.
General Chaos?
No, not General Chaos.
Oh.
Remember the little Captain Zeno shows the mercy.
Which one?
No, remember the monk ran up and talking about Leosin?
Oh, is it? But see, okay. I thought it was. I thought that, but I thought we were past that, where we're supposed to save as many of the townsfolk, and then okay. See,
that was while you're in Greenness. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little recap for everybody, just so they're aware.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So when you guys were done with Greenness, save the world, whatever, save the town, and then you guys party hard in the inn. A messenger came up and asked if you guys attend the governor at the castle. While you're walking up to the governor, a young man walked up to you, the group, and he's limping heavily on a bandaged left leg. He said, "I hear that you intend to follow the raiders and see where they're gone. I like nothing better than to come with you, but in this condition, I'd slow you down. In the midst of all this tragedy, there's no reason you should have heard about the fate of my master, Leosin Erlanthar. But it's important you know. He is a monk from Burdusk. He disappeared last night after we fought a particularly savage battle against the raiders. A few others and I fought our way to the keep, barely. Leosin did not make it at all. We went back this morning to look for him, but all we found was his broken staff and this choker, which he always wore. And Elias, from his past, knows of Leosin. He's dealt with him in the past. Think back to your flashback, Elias.
Yes,
Leosin?
I remember. Yeah, I definitely remember Leosin.
So when you guys talk to the you talk to this monk who was Niasim Waladra. It's not relevant. And he says, Leosin has been investigating these raiders for months. I fear he may have tried to infiltrate their group when they retreated, or worse, was captured and carried away as a prisoner. No one understands these bandits better than he does, and his knowledge will be invaluable against them. When you find their camp, please look for any sign Leosin is there. One of my brothers has already departed for Burdusk to bring back help, but it will be many days before help arrives. Anything you can do before then would be a godsend. So, and then you guys later talk to the, the governor. He has charged you guys with following the camp, gathering intel, and if there's any of the townsfolk that was captured, to try to free them. So
we need to check out this camp to try to find that monk.
Yeah.
And did Neo-san, the limping young man, did he tell us the name of the man sent ahead to Burdusk?
He did not. He just said a monk was sent to Burdusk to seek aid, to help.
Okay.
All right, what are y'all thinking? We're looking for Leosin?
So,
Right, we need to look for signs, look for townsfolk, and look for the monk that was sent ahead.
So I think I need to kind of stay in this area somewhere because I don't have a armband and my eyes are going to run out. It sounds like you guys may have pretty well free reign of the camp with the markers that you took.
Can we find like a lone straggler and see if we can pull him into the shadows and kill him and take his mark? I'm not supposed to kill people. Actually. Never mind.
Well, can we start? Let's start by looking.
You
around.
guys want
Can
to?
we
You guys
take
want
a
to just
walk
go
around the
fight? Is
camp?
that what you're saying?
No.
No.
Please,
Can we just go like take a walk around the camp and do like a perception check? Like look for signs of
You guys do whatever the hell you
capture,
want.
right?
I'm
Like,
just here to facilitate.
Any high points?
but what would that be? Would that be investigation? Would that be insight?
You play your character. I'll tell you if I need a roll.
Amen. All right.
You can ask
I'm gonna-
questions, and I can give it to you or not. But you don't worry about the rolls. I'll call for it if I need a roll.
I'm going to hang out right here behind these bushes.
Okay.
I'm
as
standing
backup.
next to you. I'm hanging out with you just in case.
So as you guys are kind of deliberating, this tired-looking cultist up on top of this tower kind of looks down and can seize all you guys, and kind of like you get the hint that like he's kind of like focused on you more and more because you walked in with a prisoner, but now you're hiding behind bushes.
Okay. All right, chain gang. This guy's
I
on
depart.
this. I say we
Yeah.
we walk down the road,
Yeah, let's move a little farther.
off on the side, down the road.
So is everybody going together? Or y'all splitting up? What do you want to do?
I'm ready to
I'm
walk
hanging
with the
back, but
prisoner.
I'm following behind.
Okay.
Where's the prisoner? Kenzo.
Yeah, I got you.
So there's a couple kobolds right here. They're kind of walking down with they're pretty well rested. They don't look like they went to Green Nest, and they kind of look at you, glance at you shortly, kind of sees the little emblem on Rich's collar, and kind of just keeps walking up the road.
Yeah, we're cruising. What can we see? We can't see.
Yeah.
So-
I'm gonna break off and kind of go here and see
Okay.
if what I can see
Okay.
that's in this area. Like,
All right. So we'll take it by that number. So when Elias walks over here, he gets a better idea of the camp. It's not on the screen, but the camp definitely keeps going down the road. Elias has kind of stumbled up to the kobold section of the camp. You can tell from your previous encounters that the kobolds and the humans not the biggest fan of each other. They're just kind of united right now. They've sectioned off themselves in different camps. Elias has kind of stumbled onto the kobold section of the camp where there's about 100 kobolds with these rickety little tents and shacks and stuff.
Ooh, don't want to fight them.
Yeah, you're not going to want to keep going in that direction, I don't think.
nope. I take the investigation. And I don't notice anybody obviously bound or anything, right?
Nope. This is just literally just like their own little campsite. They're all kind of gathered. The sun is fading, and they're all kind of getting ready for the night.
May I see down this road we're walking down?
Yeah. So down this road, here we go. Now that you've kind of approached further along, here is. Can everybody see this, or do I need to show it?
Nice.
I can see it.
All right. So this is kind of like this. It says map, but this is just to give you an overview. So the further you progress, you guys came from level 1 with the guard tower, and the road is kind of the dotted section. The further you go down, the more that you see that you're kind of in like this little horseshoe. Give me 1 second. So the cultists have set up their camp in the hollow of a rocky plateau that's shaped kind of like a horseshoe. The lower portion of the plateau rises gently from the surrounding land, but it quickly steepens and ascends to a height of 150 feet above the landscape. That's how you guys are able to see so much, is because it's kind of going downhill. You kind of got an uphill view of everything. Boulders form jumbled heaps at the bases of the cliffs. The level shelves and top of the plateau are covered in long grass and brush, and scrubby trees grow in patches. And I can answer any questions you may or may not have about the terrain.
So are we currently like here?
Yeah, roughly where your thing is. Yeah. That's roughly where you're at. Yep.
But we can kind of see it, like everything kind of slopes away from us. We can
Yeah, it
see
kind of
all
slips
the way
away. You're
down.
just getting a general idea of the landscape. You don't, it's hard to see numbers, people, specifics of anything just because of trees and boulders and cover. But you do have an idea. There are some caves littering the edges of this rocky plateau. You can see over there at number 4. There's a couple more just kind of around the edges as well.
So can we notice any like obvious like jail cells or
Not from
anything
your
like that?
current location, no. The in this section, so this up here was where you guys entered from, right? And there's the first guard tower. You see over here this other guard tower up on top. This is more cultists you can see, but it's a pretty good distance away. You can't get a lot of details. The guard tower is about 20 foot high. It's made from rough timbers lashed together with some rope. It's large. It's a large enough lookout that there could be a couple people on the tower, maybe about 4 at a time. The one at the that you guys have already passed, they're still focused on the entrance of the camp. And when you pass that first tower, you notice that not only were the cultists kind of like observing people coming in, but they had horns strapped to their belts, like horns they could blow to alert. The steep sides of the plateau are also dotted with shallow caves I kind of talked about. Boulders and brush can conceal a lot of the cave mouths.
I say we just follow
So
the road. Hey.
But, oh, sorry. And last thing was this section in here was where Lice walked up and saw that the kobolds have kind of made it their camp.
do you guys think we could make like any kind of distraction? Do you think it would pull a lot of the guys out so that we could look around more freely? Like if we set a tent on fire or something?
I'm willing to watch you do that, but I'm not gonna break character. They think I belong in their ranks,
Okay.
but I don't care to let the. I mean, you're not really bound up, so you could go start a fire, and then we'll go watch around. We'll go look around.
Yeah.
I too agree. Distraction's a good idea, but I cannot participate in a fire.
So, are you guys just chilling in the road right now? Or where are you at right now when you're debating all this?
I thought you told us we were at the horseshoe.
Well, this is the. I mean, yeah, this is the whole camp. This is a
We're, like,
pretty huge
right here.
section. Yeah. So this is where you guys finished up. I'm just saying that as you kind of get to the southeast side of this, that's when you see the kind of the terrain laid out above in front of you. You're approximately about right here.
Okay.
So you guys just want to kind of make your way on down through here? Do we just keep walking?
I want to see what's
See
at the
what
end of
we-
the road. People don't care that I'm here. I just walked in like I own
Yeah.
the place.
Just keep on walking?
I want to see what's at the
I
end
mean,
of
I'll
the
just
road.
I'll keep being the prisoner.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm marching my
All
happy
right.
ass down the paved sidewalk.
So as you keep
Yeah.
walking down the path, you kind of see this down here in the bottom. You see these guys, these people, townsfolk, strapped to these wooden crosses, and kind of like these bandits and cultist members kind of gathered around, kind of cheering. And this is the map you see. Can you guys see anything on this map?
No.
Good. Okay.
No.
Hold on. Stand by. I didn't want you to see the whole thing. Let me just pull the guys that are relevant here. So, actually, Kenzo, you're up there. And I'll fix your vision just 1 second. I apologize. I have to change y'all's vision every time I pull you into a scene. I haven't yet figured out how to fix that, but it's okay. So, this is your dark vision. You just need basic vision.
Ooh, that looks good.
Vision
Color.
60, basic vision, and then lastly, all right. So you guys kind of approach. This is what you see. There's a dragon claw cultist. Kind of right, you kind of just stumbled right up on him. Um, he takes one look at Kenzo, kind of in chains, uh, and says, "Another prisoner. Who's in charge of this one?"
I am, sir. What's your problem? What are you looking at my prisoner for? I've got business to do.
All right. So he kind of looks at you and kind of like scrunches up his forehead and says, "I see your mark. How dare you speak to me that way? This is I am a higher rank than you. So Rich, I need you to give me a charisma check real quick."
Let's see, +4, 6.
Oh, bummer.
So he kind of walks up to Rich and backhands him across the face. Says, "Know your place, trash."
Sir, I'm so sorry. It's been a long day in battle. I'm weary. I don't know what was about me. I'm gonna throw
Okay.
it. Do I know a
See-
salute? Do I know any of their?
No.
like a
So you
basic
take
check.
2 points of damage from your backhand.
All right.
And
27.
due to your subservient nature, he kind of, why he kind of, after he backhands you and you immediately back down, he said, "Trash, take your prisoner to the center there with the other villagers and strap him up.
Yes,
And
sir.
if I ever hear of your insolence again, I will kill you."
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I'm gonna barely make eye contact, but also lower my head and drag Kenzo behind me,
Okay.
even though he
All
said
right.
BRB. And I'm gonna
Yeah, I
walk
got you.
exactly towards where the prisoners would be.
Okay.
Very pointy.
So yeah, so these guys in the dead center are the prisoners. The ones with the green circles are the dragon call cultists that are surrounding them. But all of these are villagers. Some of them you can tell are villagers from Green Nest. Some have been there for a while from previous raids.
Can we perception to look for our buddy Leosin? Our quest
So you don't have to roll. You just well, actually. When Elias walks up, he is the one that's familiar with Leosin, and he does not recognize him among the prisoners.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I do not recognize Leosin among these prisoners.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are they gonna execute our friend if we put him in line with the prison gang?
So these prisoners, some of them are lashed to these these wooden crosses. Some of them are just kind of sitting there huddled up.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. I would like to proclaim that my prisoner is especially bastard-like to me, and I would like to personally tie him away, and then I want to go loosely tie him somewhere by that's convenient for our party and not for the degenerates we're trying to trick.
So as you kind of drag Kenzo through this group of prisoners, this taskmaster right here, kind of looks at you and says, "Lash them with the rest, and once you're finished with that, come see me for your next duty."
Okay. Well, Kenzo, buddy, I think you're joining the chain gang.
Yeah, okay. But if you're tying me up, just make it
Yeah.
like kind of loose to
I'm
where I can get out if I
definitely
need to.
gonna do all the whatever sorcery on around the slip knot that he can easily get out of, whatever our secret
Okay.
handshake is.
All right. So
I'm also gonna cast
Kenzo.
guidance on him.
guidance. What does that do?
It's the 1d4 to the next ability check.
Okay. All right. Teach and Elias, what are you guys doing when this all happens?
Just
I'm gonna go
following along, I reckon.
look for
You just follow
wounded.
along, you said?
Yeah.
Do I see any? Do I see any wounded, like especially over here, or anywhere?
You can't really tell right now. You're kind of caught up in this chain gang. You haven't really moved much.
Fair.
So, Teach, as you walk by this guy, he kind of looks at you and kind of gives you a curt nod. It's just your presence, you definitely fit the bill of what a sellsword looks like. And he kind of he gives you a little bit more respect just because you're grizzled nature.
I'll give him a little nod and a wink back. No exchange of words needed.
Typical. All right.
Wow. On the wink.
All right, Elias. I need a deception check.
Ooh. I didn't have any minus macros set up.
What'd you roll? Because it's not showing for me.
6.
No, not you. Oh, I sorry. I said Elias. I apologize. Kenzo, it's your deception. You're the prisoner.
Oh.
Oh, my bad. Give me just a
Sorry.
second.
Sorry, I was a little confused on that one.
Give me just a second. The 7. The 7.
So, this Dragon Call cultist is watching. Wait, does your guidance apply to a deception check, Rich?
No, it's just athletics.
Okay. So, this guy sees you trying to like hook him up a chain and says, "You idiot! Disarm him first."
Dang it.
Talking to Rich. You can't have prisoners with weapons.
Oh, me so sorry, Mista. I'm weary from being out on the field for a long time. I'm trying to make up some bullshit about missing, being abused and used as a sellsword.
Okay. He buys it. I mean, these guys are tired. They're tired of watching these freaking plebs, and they just want to move on with their day. So, I mean, he buys it. So, what do you want to do? Are you disarming Kenzo or no?
Yeah, I'll disarm him. But he's
You better not lose these.
his loose slip knot. No, I'll keep him for you, buddy.
So, when you say that to Rich, this guy walks up and says, "Know your place, trash," and backhands you.
Jesus.
You take 2 damage.
Backhands for everybody.
Everybody. He's doling out backhands like crazy.
Yeah. All right. So as you're disarming him, this guy walks up and says, and points to Elias and be like, "You big fella, we need some help carrying the stones down here to the south. You've been retasked to assist with that before you bed down for the night."
Understood.
So
And I start heading off towards that direction.
yeah, so he points kind of down this way. This guy looks at Teach and be like, "You look like you fought hard. You go ahead and bed down if you wish. Find a tent that's suitable for you." And then this guy looks at Kenzo and says, "Start breaking rocks, trash." And this guy looks at the kid and was like, "Who the hell are you and why are you here? You're like a child."
Hell are you? Oh, gosh.
Ren kind of looks at him and starts stammering, but I'm part of the cult. I'm part of the cult. See my flask? The guy kind of looks at him a little bit and is like, "You're awful young to be part of the cult."
Oh,
And so-
yeah. Just because he's little doesn't mean he's not part of the cult. He's with us.
Okay. All right. So because Teach kind of speaks up for him, he doesn't have to roll. Ren doesn't have to roll because he vouched for him. And so the guy kind of looks at him and be like, "All right, kid, just freaking find a place to sleep for the night. Bed down. We may have more orders tomorrow." And then this one assigns Rich to. That's some nice armor of yours. You clearly belong in the human camp. It's to the north. Make sure you visit that before you bed down.
Happily. Thank you.
All right. So you guys kind of get broken apart against your will just because of these cultists are kind of assigning everybody where to go. Same as they've done with every other person coming into the camp.
I'm looking for that long rest on the captain's quarters.
So do I still have like guards within earshot?
There's one sitting right beside you
Oh, I see
With-
it now. Sorry.
with the blood of your lip still on the back of his hand.
Where are the rocks that I'm supposed to be doing?
So about right here, over here. You're supposed to be over here carrying rocks, and so when you walk down, this guy follows you and kind of gives you instructions. He's like, these rocks here need to be brought to the east over here to help build up with the defenses. So
And then I'm gonna take when I take the rocks, I'm gonna take them this way around, so I
okay.
can try to scope out if I see anything on these people or in or around the tents. That's
Okay,
useful.
so as you kind of go around this side of the south side of the camp, you see that this is another kobold camp, but it's a much smaller. This is like a lot of winged kobolds. This kind of seems like their command structure, or their commanders of the kobolds. There's only like 3 tents here, and only probably about 20 of these like kind of more elite looking kobolds just gather around this flame. So as you're carrying rocks back and forth, Teach, what do you want to do?
I suppose me and the kid are wandering up towards the
Okay.
what this is the northern camp you said was for humans.
Yeah, yeah. So you can go ahead and go wherever you want.
Suppose we'll look for a tent with the best view of my fellow companions.
All right. So Ren kind of follows behind you, sheepishly, kind of like terrified right now because he's almost got found out already. Rich, what do you want to do?
I'm looking for that captain's lounge.
Where'd your token go?
I'm up here looking for it north on the road.
Oh, sorry. All right. So yeah, there's the road just keeps going, and kind of more southern, or I'm sorry, further into this horseshoe from this map. You guys are approximately right here right now. Elias is down here moving rocks under the guidance of a taskmaster. The human camp's right here, and then the road just that Rich you're looking at it keeps going to the south here.
That guy told me, he said captain's quarters to the north, right? And he pointed down this road.
Yeah, probably where the humans camp was. When you tried to go further down the road here, that he runs up after you and be like, no, do not go down there. They will kill you. That's the leaders of the cult. Um,
Sheesh.
I would highly recommend you not mess with Frulam.
Ooh, Frulam. Okay. Thanks, homie.
And he kind of points back towards the tents up here where all the humans are. There's approximately about 75 humans camped out in this area.
All right, that's where I'm headed.
All right. Kenzo, what are you doing anything specific?
So I'm just like, what am I tied to here? Or am I just
You're not
standing here
tied right now. You just kind of like in a gaggle of these other prisoners.
just
Some of
with
them
these
are
other
kind of
prisoners?
lashed. Yeah, some of them are lashed to like wooden crosses, like X's, not crosses. Some of
Right,
them are just sitting there huddled. It's the men, the burlier men, are the ones lashed right now.
right.
And
I've
this guard is kind of standing there looking at you.
I've spent nights in worse accommodations.
So
So
the guard looks at you and be like, "It's about to get worse," and he kind of grabs you and slams you against the another the wooden X and starts lashing your hands to
Oh
it.
my god. Brother,
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
so he's like right in front of me, right?
Oh, he's lashing you down right now.
So I'd like to headbutt him in the face.
Okay. Roll to hit. Actually, no. I'm sorry. The guard is going to do athletics check.
There's a wolf in the woods.
It's just the ambiance. Night is practically fallen at this point. So your headbutt connects and it crashes into his nose. And he screams out, "Cur!" and punches you in the stomach as hard as he can. If
Okay.
you want to give me an athletics check.
Okay, I have +5 athletics
And,
Okay.
and
Don't-
extra D4.
Yeah.
and an extra D4. So, hold on just a second. I'll try to see if I have a.
Let's roll a D20. And,
Awesome.
D4.
So it's a 10.
What's the D4?
I gotta remember how to type this. I'm sorry.
/ roll 1d4. Okay, so
11.
his fist connects into your stomach and hits you so hard, like spittle flies out of your mouth. This guy he's very strong, and you
Great.
take 4 points of damage.
Great. Okay.
And you kind of double over, and when you're gasping for air, he kind of slams your head back against this wooden cross and then starts lashing your hands again. And as he's doing that, this other one runs up to and starts grabbing your other hand and kind of tying you up as well.
All right. That didn't work how I planned.
So at this point, they have you lashed to this cross.
All right.
So. All right. So at this point, night is truly fallen. This taskmaster down here with Elias, after you have carried multiple different boulders back and forth, you're pretty exhausted. He's kind of put you to work, and he says, "All right, that's enough. We'll leave the rest of the slaves. Find a tent, camp down tonight."
Does he point it at a specific direction or anything?
No, he just kind of turns around and kind of like he's not like you're not a prisoner. He just like picked the biggest guy to do some physical labor that had to get done. He just happened to be the low man in the totem pole, and he just kind of starts walking back with you this direction.
I'm going to walk slowly to and act like I'm tired, and I'm walking slowly because I'm tired to try to let the taskmaster get a bit ahead of me.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
and then once he's a little bit ahead of me, and I'm passing where the prisoners are here ish.
prisoners are here. These are all the prisoners where Kenzo is.
Oh, those are the prisoners. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's like the human camp to the north here. This is like, and there's approximately about 75 guards / human cultists, that kind of stuff.
Okay. So then once I get around here ish, once he's ahead of me, I'm gonna try to turn around, sneak under the cover of darkness, and get into the prisoners behind Kenzo or behind Blackbeard where he's tied up.
No, Blackbeard's up here.
Or shoot, who's tied up?
This is Kenzo.
Oh, tied up Kenzo. Oh yeah, Kenzo. Look at Kenzo.
So currently there's 3 guards. There's 3 of these taskmasters here. Although they're tired, I mean, there's definitely 3 of them. So if you want to try to sneak, you're going to have disadvantage because they're all kind of. Like, it's not dark yet. It's just the night has cometh, and it's not like late into the night yet.
I have a plan.
All right. So do you want to try to sneak back there?
I do.
All right. Roll sneak with disadvantage. Or I'm sorry,
Which is
stealth.
Just rolling it twice, right?
Yeah. Roll stealth with disadvantage. You roll it twice. You have a +2 stealth.
I do.
Okay, so it'd be 14. Okay, so you successfully hang back as this taskmaster kind of walks up this way. These 2 over here are still focused on Kenzo and his squirrely ass, and you're kind of just standing in the middle of the road, and you're just kind of like a shadowy outline now, but a big fucking shadowy outline.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm able to kind of sneak in.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, if you want to go
into
into
the tree and get in behind him.
Okay, sorry, you're set there. All right. Teach, as you walk up, this guard kind of runs up, or well, walks up, kind of hands you this bowl of steaming soup-looking stew, and be like, "Here you go. You look like you fought hard at the battle."
I'll nod in appreciation and wave him away so I can eat in peace.
So Ren kind of looks at him and be like, "I'm hungry," and
One
the
for the
guard
kid
kind
too.
huh?
I said, and one for the kid too.
The guard kind of looks at the kid, kind of like rolls his eyes and walks back to this campfire and the stew, and then comes back and hands it to the kid. As the kid gets his soup, he kind of looks at the guard and be like, "So what's going on here?" The guard kind of looks at him briefly and be like, "What do you mean?" Well, I mean, like what are we doing? The guard kind of like is a little more quizzical and kind of looks at him and be like, we're resting. We just raided Green Nest. The kid's like, but why? Why did we even do that? And the guard kind of looks at him and is like, for the glory of the cult, duh. Praise Tiamat. And he kind of
Yeah.
walks off.
Praise
Or
Tiamat.
he kind of looks at you, Edward, and was like, and kind of scratching his head, be like, you know this guy?
Say praise Tiamat, right, kid?
Yeah. Tiamat. What's a Tiamat again?
Stop asking questions, kid. I told you this already. You gotta learn one of these days. I'll handle him.
The guard kind of is a little more confused and just kind of looks at you and nods and kind of walks back off. And Ram kind of looks at you and be like, man, I'm just trying to find some information out.
You're gonna get us all killed, kid. Be careful.
Fine. And he starts eating his little stew and kind of gags a little bit because of the stench of it. All right. So all the players are kind of set. Does anybody want to do anything else as the night progresses? Kenzo, after they get you kind of tied up, they kind of one guard stays and kind of monitors, the other one kind of walks off and goes to his tent, and this other one comes all the way up here as well, and to his tent.
Are any of the other prisoners conscious?
They're all sleeping right now. They're all kind of tired, exhausted, and beat down a little bit, but they're just sleeping. They're not like knocked out.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try to catch a little rest. So I'm just gonna sag against my bonds. Close
Okay.
my eyes.
Anybody else want to do anything?
Trying to eat
Oh, I do.
rations and take a long rest.
I forgot I was muted. I want to slip out. I have a hand axe in my inventory backpack,
Okay.
and I'm gonna whip it out, cut the binds for Kenzo, whisper, "I've got you, buddy," and then I'm gonna give him slip.
So hold on, let me
me
paint this scene. Okay, Kenzo, who is exhausted, has been backhanded and is now lashed to this cross-looking thing. All of a sudden, feels the hot breath of this giant Goliath motherfucker on the back of his neck. Startles him awake when he hears, "I got you, buddy."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. I just want to make sure that's what I'm hearing.
It's me,
Do
Elias.
you just like softly caress his neck with your lips as well when you speak?
I do carefully place the hand axe in his hand, in his unbound hand.
Oh no, they're
and
both
remove
bound.
it from my
You have
inventory.
successfully put an axe in one of his hands that are bound.
Oh no, I said I unbound them with the hand axe before I put.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I cut them. Yeah, I cut it.
All right.
Cut it, then put it in there. Now I'm gonna delete it from my inventory.
All right, Kenzo, you have a hand axe in your inventory now.
Great, thank you. So I'm gonna stay in my position with my hands out because I'm afraid the guard may see me move,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna like palm the hand axe in my main hand.
It's a big palm job.
And then
Like a hatchet level size.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start going over here from my spot, and I'm gonna specifically coming from this direction, and this is the guard that's awake. I'm gonna brush his shoulder as I move in front of him here, and I'm gonna say, "They sent me to heal, to see if anybody needed healing before they passed out to die. They're no good to."
Oh. What happened?
Did I just
And we lost it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're back.
Okay.
He kind of looks at you and be like, "These are freaking slaves. I don't give a shit if they need healing or not. Why are you up right now? We're under martial law under the camp."
I make some gestures towards this way and say, "Look, I'm trying to," and make dramatic gestures towards this direction and say, "I'm trying to get to my camp, my campsite and go to sleep because I'm so exhausted from moving rocks all day long before bed and fighting all night long. But was told to just see if anybody needed healing, so they didn't die before the night was over. I'm just doing what I was told. If nobody needs it, I'll be on my way.
I'll tell you what. Just go up to the human camp and look for them, not these prisoners, if they need healing, because they're the ones that matter.
And then I say, ugh, and I go.
Okay. All right. Rich, what are you doing?
Trying to eat rations and take a long rest.
Are you wanting your own rations, or you want the stew from the campfire at the human?
No, I would eat what's in my satchel.
Okay. All right. Reduced by ration.
already
Kenzo, you're hungry. They didn't feed you. Elias, are you eating it all tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat from the communal pot here.
All right. So yeah, it's definitely some kind of stew with some kind of meat. When your big ass walks into the light of the fire, everybody kind of gets a little startled and kind of looks at you warily, but kind of accepts it. So, all right. Anything else anybody wants to do tonight?
I'm gonna stand them in the same position.
Okay.
I want to shout, but I'm not allowed to because the character can't hear me.
Okay. All right. So with that, everyone can take a long rest and take 5 to 7 minutes break.
Ooh, before long rest. Oh wait, long rest heals us all the way, right?
No. I don't think it's
Oh,
a
it
full.
doesn't.
It's not
Okay.
a full.
BRB.
I'm gonna do my.
Yeah, actually, I'm sorry. Reset maximum hit point. Yeah, yeah.
It does. Okay, then never mind.
Reset
I'm not gonna do my heal. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right, I gotta
So
go switch the laundry. Bye.
but I can't see anything.
Okay, that's
Back.
fine. So I'm gonna activate this scene. You remember this scene?
We've been here before, yes.
So
Felt like
you guys,
I've been here before.
yeah, you guys killed the guys up on the ridge. When you searched their bodies, you found that all of them had various pieces of clothing and or gear that had like etched. It's like a long tooth looking thing. The team decided to collect various bits of that because it kind of resembled what they all like kind of distinguish as Cult of the Dragon. I'll go ahead and say that you had the wisdom to do that as well. Everybody but one person decided to collect it. He volunteered to be the prisoner. He's Kenzo. You guys came along to the. Actually, let's mix it up. So it's nighttime. Halgrim is not aware of the events that have transpired so far. As the night cometh and is about thee, all of a sudden Halgrim is issued in you are pushed into this camp. This is what you see. There is this big motherfucker, this guy beside you. You have been disarmed. You have no weapons in your inventory right now. You were
I believe
caught.
you've done this.
You were caught trying to infiltrate this camp. For some reason, you were separated from the main group. No one knows why, but you were caught, and now they are ushering you down this pathway. This guy beside you, he's the real deal. Like, you get the impression he'd kick your ass. And he kind of shoves you down this pathway. It's dark, and kind of shoves you in with this group of prisoners, ragtag, motley crew, kind of like a chain gang. And you look over and you recognize Kenzo, who is strapped to this wooden style cross, like an X, and his head is bowed. Yeah, his head is bowed, and he's got a split lip, blood trailing down his face. And so this guard kind of shoves you into the midst of all these and says, "You're a big boy. I'm going to lash you as well." And he kind of starts lashing you beside Kenzo to a wooden X-looking thing.
Is that guard's position?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you just accept it, or do you want to do anything else there, Halgrim?
Hang on one second. I'm pulling up my character sheet here. I'm trying to remember the. What's it?
Okay. And
So I have no idea what anybody else is doing at this point.
Nope, you don't. All you know is that you were essentially captured and brought into this camp, and are now being lashed to this X. And it is low light, almost dark from the sun, or from the sunset.
What's the status of this guy?
He is watching intently as this other guard lashes this other big motherfucker to this big X.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to read about grappling.
Okay. Are you trying to grapple this guard? This dragon cultist? Taskmaster looking guy?
I don't know yet, Master. Let me read, yeah.
Well, you calling him master is a good start.
Yes, I'm boss.
So joke's on you, he's into that kind of talk.
Better than daddy.
Oh, God. Awkward.
Papi.
He's definitely going to wash his hands after this. Teach, you kind of see all this transpiring kind of at your vantage here. You're a little kind of raised area. You're kind of peering through the bushes at him.
I'm whistling the tune of my favorite protein shake advertisement from my position.
I literally saw a Muscle Milk commercial, so.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna fight him.
You're gonna fight him?
Boy.
All right. So
Grapple his ass.
give me an athletics check.
Okay. I gotta figure out how to do that again.
What exactly is grappling exactly? All mine says is the target must succeed on a strength and dex save. It chooses which,
Oh,
or it has the
Wrestling.
grapple condition.
It's like someone like grabbing you on a wrestling move.
So this fire giant's getting ready to get his ass kicked. I got it.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you fucking lose, and he slams you back against. Even though you're big, this guy he's ate his Wheaties. And in fact, as your head slams back, as your head slams back against this wooden cross, you have a sense of admiration at how strong this guy is. You can tell he pumps, and he kind of slams you back, backhands you across the face. You get a split lip. You take 2 points of damage, and then he punches you in the gut to weaken you even more. You take another 4 points of damage.
There's a jugular.
How many damage was that total?
6 damages.
Okay.
So, and then kind of in your dazed state, he lashes your arms and hands, and even your feet, because you're a big fucker.
Clearly, he prays to Brocephus on the
Yeah.
day.
He also knows the sacred iron.
So, once he kind of lashes you, he kind of sees your little flask at your belt and rips it off your tunic, kind of pops it open, smells it, kind of like gags a little bit, and then takes a swig and was like, "Is this fucking milk? What is
Shall
this?"
know the way, my brother.
Yeah.
So he kind of takes a big swig, be like,
Yeah. Bob,
"All
I
right,
mean, is,
this will help,"
Let me tell
and
you.
then kind of walks off.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Oh, he's one of my
Oh,
favorite.
no.
He's one of my
The-
favorite
Brother.
guys.
Think
I know him
about,
from recovery.
And
We
why
got
did he
recovery
roll a
meetings
fucking
together.
critical
Think about
D20
this
there
for a
on his
second.
way off?
Oh, sorry, that was an accident.
That's the best. That's the best
running
bird
for
you've
governor.
ever seen anybody flip.
The crispest middle finger that's
You
ever
know,
Oh, yeah.
I get a phone
Like, this thing has like 6 digits. It just sticks up like a flagpole.
Your middle finger has a middle finger, which is also holding up 2 middle fingers. I appreciate it.
All right. So, nighttime. So, we are in the midst of a long rest. So, go ahead and take a long rest, Halgrim. And then we'll fast forward from there. So, nighttime happens. Everybody settled in? Just want to give the opportunity. And this isn't a trick question. Does anybody want to do anything in the night? If not, it's fine. We're just trying to. I don't want to skip any kind of action anybody wants to do.
So, can I talk to Swolsky without being overheard?
Yeah, you can whisper to him.
Okay. Hey, buddy.
We'll like toe shimmy on my cross, like
So,
squeaky.
how are we being like closely observed now in nighttime, or?
No, you've got these 2 guards kind of watching the group, but they're definitely they're not like the typical guard where they're going to get bored and kind of wandering off, but they're definitely not as focused, especially because the 2 big guys are lashed to the crosses.
Right. So, I've got an axe.
Fuck yes.
So when he says that, the guard kind of perks up and heard Holgrim kind of like make it sounded like a voice, but he didn't understand it. Hey, shut up! No talking.
Yes, Daddy.
I said no talking as he steps closer. So your lack of
Okay.
response, he kind of like stops and then turns back.
He did notice my enormous erection, though, I hope.
No, but this guy kind of keeps looking back at you like, stop.
All
My
right.
hands are down.
So,
partner.
which way am I facing?
You're facing south. Both of you facing south.
Perfect. So, since I've got the hand axe in my strong hand,
Take my strong. I'm sorry.
It's my strong hand.
I'm gonna slowly, since we're so close together, I'm gonna slowly start sawing the binds on his offhand, on his left hand, to cut his left hand loose.
Okay. I want you to roll strength because it's just dark.
Okay.
Me or him?
No. Kenzo. It is dark and you're moving. Okay, all right. You successfully
Nice.
don't cut his hand off. Got it.
Okay. Keep your hand up there. Pretend like you're still bound.
That would have been
Yeah.
tragic. Can you imagine
Tell me
the
about
rest
it.
of the campaign without his hand? Like,
One-handed fire giant.
Okay.
that lives
I
from the
have many
pump.
appendages in which to lift.
So when you
Okay.
say that again in such a loud, booming voice, this guy kind of walks back up again and says, "If I tell you one more time, it's going to be consequences. No
All right.
fucking talking." And kind of walks back off.
All right. So
Before
that's all I
bed.
want to do.
All right, Rich, are you doing anything in the midst of all this?
We've rested, right? And we're up the next day.
Yeah, well, you're not up yet. The sun, you're talking probably an hour or two before sunrise. The sky's barely starting to lighten a little bit, but it's still dark. Are you still just chilling by your campsite?
Yeah, I'm big time resting. Big nap.
All right, Elias, you doing anything?
yeah, I'm gonna try to like slip away, like not like obviously, but just like nonchalantly. So
All right,
I can
as you stand
kind of
up,
walk
there
past
are.
like,
It
the
is
direction
dark
I'm
out,
going.
and there are mounds everywhere of all these guards sleeping on the ground. So if you're going to try to weave
Ooh.
between them, you got to do athletics.
Okay. My athletics is.
While he's rolling, Teach, what are you doing?
I reckon I'm still just kind of. Oh
Jesus.
damn! He critted.
Damn, he's a cloud walker.
So he's a damn ballerina dancing between these freaking mounds on the ground. Like he's not puree. So
Pirouetting.
Pirouetting. He's doing like back handsprings. Like he's just a
Fucking the
he's a
Night
ghost.
Fox from Ocean's 12.
Yes, he's a ghost in the night. All right, Teach, what you have?
I'm gonna say if I'm just chilling on the edge of the bushes watching the prisoners here, I'm just keeping a close eye of what's going on with their escape attempts here.
All right. So as you're sitting there, you hear.
No tieflings could snore that loud.
The body just starts hurting.
Behind you on the ground,
Last set of 15.
as a giant snot bubble kind of blooms from Ren's face and then sucks back into his mouth real quick.
Just gonna leave him be so he can rest.
All right.
Everybody knows
Great
good
night.
magic grows at night.
14. Very good.
All right, Elias, you can move your character however you want while Halgrim and Kenzo are kind of talking to each other.
Okay. Can you cut to the big picture?
What big picture?
The overview of the camp one?
Nope, because Halgrim has not seen it.
Ooh,
He was
fair enough.
brought
'Cause
in at night.
all I really want to do is like walk silently around the camp to see if I spot the area where Leosin is, and then go back to where I was.
Okay, so do you have vision right now of where you're at? Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
All right. So you can see that there's the prisoner camp to your left, or well, I guess you're facing south, so it'd be your right. But you also see this kind of like stand. It's not a guard tower to your northeast, and there is a pillar standing there, like a wooden pillar, and a figure is strapped to it.
Nice.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So, all right. Back to Kenzo and Halgrim.
Then I'm gonna go back to where I was.
All right, we're
Okay.
still being guarded, right?
You are.
Okay.
Overreaction.
I can't really do anything. As soon as I move, we're still being watched. They're going to know that I'm not tied down anymore.
The drive
I'm
to
gonna
do
like
more, the acceptance
deep,
of who we are,
muscly whisper.
the wanting to show up in the world and
muscly
to give
whisper.
it everything that we've got, and the
Whisper
gratitude
kick.
for the things that we already
Be
have.
like, are we both?
Yeah, well, it
free?
is a constant tension. And I think
So,
do you want
I'm all the way
ultimately, I think
free.
you want to be biased
You have
on
one arm free.
the being side of it.
Can I like shimmy around without causing too much of a scene here?
I mean, it's dark. Like you just kind of an outline to these guards, but they can definitely see if you move too much.
Dude, wasn't there a good
Yeah, but
WoW
I'm
video
cross
recently that kind of
shaped.
popped
Like,
off?
I
It
can-
was
I, you
like
know, rotate
somebody
90
did
degrees
like
and
a
still
so
be
you want to
cross-shaped.
join a mythic guild.
can-
I think someone did
No,
that
the
bit again.
poster in the ground. You can turn your head.
So you want to try out
Oh,
with a
I
mythic
thought we were
rated
just
guild?
like crucifixion
Wait,
type
no,
style
he made
here, like
one
just carrying it
9
back.
months
No,
ago.
no. These are
and I
like
got,
slammed into
like,
the ground
a few
here.
minutes
Like
into
Flayed
it, and then I
Man.
quit. Maybe
Yeah,
he recaps
essentially.
that in his new video.
Here we go.
Yeah.
This is what you look
It's been a
like,
while.
kind of.
This will be a
Hell
follow-up to
yeah.
a previous video
Yeah.
I made.
That's the old
where,
Roman. That's
after
the old
applying
Roman
to more
crucifixion.
than 20 different
Oh,
military guilds,
daddy.
and
So these
you
posters
where do you
are
apply? Where do you
definitely buried into the ground, and
Where,
that's
after
kind of the
applying
look of
to
one
more
of
than-
the guards
So
that
these
is
are their
watching
world
you.
ranks, and
He's
these are the
definitely
guilds you apply
higher-end
to.
robes,
But I
not
recognize
purple,
some of
but
these,
like high-end
these are their
robes,
US rankings, right?
dragon-esque
Not world
attire,
rankings.
like kind of like dragon kind of scales on his armor. Some wicked-looking daggers. This dude is suave as fuck, and he's pretty strong. You can just ascertain that from him. This is the guy that's strapped to the cross right now. Is the one that's right here?
Did you just say suave?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Rico?
Rico, you know what to do. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Absolute
All right. I guess I'm
masterpiece
just
fucking
hanging
edit
out right
right
now
here.
then, because
They would try to gear that player accordingly.
This
That's
is sick.
I've got to
me
wait for
and
the
so much
opportune
help.
moment.
With two
All
Yeah,
one
Dude,
must
I
have
do
usually
I
am
can
not a
really do.
fan of that style of
is
editing at
apply-
all.
apply
Like, I
the
find it
proper
really.
leverage.
I've got some
Yeah.
leverage, but at the rate that I roll, my leverage will
Forever.
come up short.
And this is just a way to communicate that. But as far as
All
like,
right.
what
So
their trial will be
the
based
dawn is
on
rising. The sun is coming up. The
this is nonsense.
camp is getting
That's
lighter. The
nonsense.
camp's starting to come alive. Some of these people are starting to get up and start about their camp chores.
I didn't know it was going to turn into
social first,
daytime.
so
What the
listen for-
fuck?
It's
5
it's
more
like
seconds,
it's
he's
getting
explaining
there.
it.
Like the sun's starting to barely. It's not even peeking over the edge of this cliff right now. It's just really low. But think 30 minutes before dawn.
Can I touch his foot?
You
Can I
touch
reach
his
him?
foot. You
Yeah, can
cannot
I reach
reach him
him?
from there. That's about a 10-foot platform.
All right.
Okay, so I know something I want to do.
What do you want to do?
So I want to summon my Echo.
Okay. What are you planning to do with your, or were you trying to summon it at?
So I get 15 feet.
You know.
So gosh.
And there's wolves in the morning too.
Never-ending wolves.
Well,
So I want to summon my Echo to this spot.
so you're okay. Would you? Okay. You can do that.
Right behind the guy. Okay.
Is that what you're doing?
This guy tried to
Yeah,
ruin
right here.
Sam's set. Look how
So that guy's like watching the camps or the prisoners. So you'd be like essentially summoning it right in his face.
Yes.
This is your Echo. You can control it how you will. Let me give it some vision. There you go. All right. So when you summon this guard kind of gets very startled, and immediately his immediate reaction is to slash it with his dagger, and it dies. And he says, "What the fuck was that?"
I don't even get a chance for him to miss.
No.
Ah,
How does it die? How does an echo die?
It's
He
only
kind
a
of slashes
one.
through, and it kind of turns into wisps. And this guard was so startled, he didn't even really get a good look at the Echo. But he kind of like is on high alert now.
okay.
Which guard was that?
This one right here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a bust.
Look how he reacted.
I'm gonna whisper to Kenzo, like, if we're gonna make our move, we need to do it before the sun comes up, while we still have a chance of some of them being asleep.
Yeah, by the time we can't move, because as soon as we move off of here, these guards are going to come and they're going to kick our ass.
I'm gonna cough, kind of grunt under my breath, and be like, "You're a fucking bitch." Not loud enough for the guard to hear me.
All right. So this guard walks up and says, "What the fuck did you just say?"
And then I'm gonna use the spell slot command, and I'm gonna say, "Run." And I'm gonna, I don't know how to cast this, but I'm gonna use the command spell and
Hold
make
on,
him
one second.
flee.
Commands. I want to see what the components of this is. That's thinking with your swole. Oh, it's only a verbal. Okay, so you don't have to use your hands. You speak a one-word command. The creature receiving range must see a wisdom saving throw or follow the command. Okay, what does it say the wisdom saving throw is on your spell? Like, what do I have to meet?
I don't know where that is. 12, maybe? I think.
It'd be on your character sheet.
It says
Like
hit
wisdom-
DC Wiz 12.
Yeah, that's it. So I just have to roll a 12.
Unfortunately.
All right.
You can fuck this up. Come on, you got this. Whiff.
Yeah.
So what is the word you use?
Run.
Run?
Run.
All right, so this guy's eyes get real fucking big when he sees you. Because when you speak run, it's not just run. It's like a guttural, primal, like there's power behind it. The power of the swole god. Like your eyes connect with him and he just sees this mountain of a man that just has these rippling muscles. And he is fucking terrified. And he just takes off down this path. And he disappears into the distance.
Fucking right. Okay.
Alright, and then I'm going to whisper to Kenzo, toss me the axe.
And my axe!
And my axe.
Was that a
I
that
feel like
was a
the
spell-
run theme song music is playing like...
That's exactly what popped into my head.
So I'll take and I'm gonna
Technically, the word you had to say was flee, but I'll count it based on the spell.
This is a one-word command, right?
It says approach, drop, flee, grovel, halt.
So I'm gonna
Oh, no, okay, you're good. Flee, run, it's the same.
I'm gonna sneakily hand him the hand axe.
So, as you do that, this other guard was like, "What the fuck?" and takes off. Like, where the hell are you going, man? And he kind of starts falling, like kind of jogging behind him, and he makes it about here and kind of stops and is just kind of staring off in the distance.
All right. So I've gave the hand axe to Swolsky here,
Okay.
and since I'm not tied, I would like to try to walk over this way, sneakily.
Okay. His back's to you. You're successful at that. While this is occurring, this guard kind of walks up to Rich here and was like, "So did you get any good loot last night or yesterday?"
We didn't find too much. We a couple of drunk hobos, couple of trinkets here and there. I did actually stumble upon something though, but I'll tell you only if you keep it a secret.
Ooh, I love secrets.
Got this idol of Shantae in my pocket.
I'll tell you. He kind of looks at me and be like, "I thought you had some good shit. This is what them lizard people worship."
Yeah, well, I like her, so.
She does have some big old boobies, even if they're scaly.
Yeah, she thick,
And
brother. You gotta learn
he
to be
kinda like-
appreciative.
He kind of gives you a like, yeah. And so
about you?
he kind of starts threatening you and be like, "Nah, man, them villagers didn't have shit anyway. I didn't really get anything. Kind of disappointed. I'm afraid that the cult's gonna say I didn't get enough loot for it."
Yeah, I want to ask the guy if he heard about the legendary loot that the prisoner Leosin dropped, and if he'd heard anything about it.
The only thing I can think, I don't know what a Leosin is, but they did bring that one big monk-looking guy in here and chained him up over there. But I don't know that he had much loot. Whatever loot they get, they're gonna take anyway for the ritual.
Did he point to where over there was?
Hey, to the east.
To the east? Oh, okay. Well, interesting.
So-
Good talking to you, feller. And I'm gonna try
So
to sneak out.
he kind of keeps chatting you up over the morning coffee.
Okay. I'll sit there and vibe.
All right. Teach, you saw this transpire while Kenzo slips off into the darkness. You still hear this grizzly bear sounding snore from behind you. And then, would you do anything while all this happens?
We still got a prisoner in the midst here. I'll still watch a bit.
All right. All right, Swolebear, he gave it to you. What do you want to do with the axe?
So I'm gonna quietly cut myself. It's just rope, right?
Just rope.
Yeah.
Surprise! It's a mimic. Just kidding. And it bites your arm off.
Nice.
I know you can fuck those dittos. You can turn them into Mrs. Mime.
I'm gonna do that. This whole video, I'm gonna do that. So you're gonna want to leave if that's bothering you for sure.
Cut
My
myself
ability to fit in.
free.
So,
And
as much as I had to
this
show I was
guy's
capable of rating at a top
looking away
100
into the
US level,
distance. We'll see if I
it
can't
was just
sneak up
as,
behind
if
him
not
and
more
plant
important,
this
I
fucking
got
axe
along
in the back
well
of his
with
head,
my new
except I can't
guildmates. Now,
Fuck
when
him.
I accepted my trial,
gotta drag
we were
your
nearing the
character.
end of Season 4,
I am, it's
and
not doing
Fated
it.
Amir Drasil was fully on farm.
You moved it before, didn't
Because
you?
of
Oh, maybe
this,
you did.
the performance part of things
You
wasn't
should
very
be able to move your
impactful.
character.
As long as I wasn't regularly wiping the
Who
raid,
the fuck is this? Is that him? Doesn't look like him.
the performance part of my
Alright,
trial
so
would
Oh, is this the Four Horsemen thing?
kick in until the new raid in the war within. So, immediately after joining, I tried making progress with the social.
I lost
Let me
vision
make
on the
something
rest
clear.
of everything.
I can record
Oh, these are
videos and
prisoners, right?
stream no
These are
problem.
prisoners.
But when I'm placed in a Discord call with 10 people I don't know, I'm not very social.
Yeah, of
What are you-
course. Right?
Leroy!
I feel like a very small percentage of
here we go.
people
We
in
come
a
full circle.
Nah. This is tactical.
group
This
of
is-
10 people
if
that
he
you do not
notices
know
that
are you like
Han-
popping off in
Kenzo
voice
done
comms.
Fucking dipped
You know?
out. He's gonna
Like
fucking
hopefully
alert
one of
the
those
rest the
people
camp.
like
I'm gonna
tries
take care
to
of this.
include you and like ask you
Sneakily-
some questions so you
Hey,
can start
Elias,
Use my
what is
Bar
the
just
very
coming out the gate
beautiful
fucking
strength
firing.
to bury the
You
sacks
know,
in his
like
fucking skull.
such an
Elias, what is the
extremely small amount of
damage
people
of
are
a
confident and outgoing enough to actually do that.
So, early
I
on,
also don't even
Oh, I
think
got that for
that's
you.
a good thing.
It's a
Like,
1d6 plus 3 on mine.
That's because your strength. What's your strength,
Oh.
Swolebear?
+3.
Okay. So
The
you
1d6
want to
plus
try to
3.
bury the axe in the back of this guy's head.
Yeah. Don't I get like an Can I slit his throat instead with it, like execution style?
You don't get a Assassin's Creed buff. So roll to hit with advantage because you snuck up behind him.
What do you think he would post on Twitter if he came
What
back
was
to
it,
his
D
Porsche
what?
on fire?
1d20 plus your strength plus
This
proficiency
is the
bonus.
core of most of the luxury beliefs
Should be a
that
hit
fuel
die
these
that you
protests.
have on
These
your
people
character
never
sheet.
have to live with the
a
consequences
hit
of their
die.
own suicidal empathy.
Not hit points.
Good stuff
die, like your
happening on the
chance to hit
protest
die.
side always.
Yeah, that's it. You know this second. All right, so 8. So when you go to hit this guy, he turns at the last second because he hears your big ass walking up behind him, and he kind of reaches up and catches your hand
Like I still have
as it comes down.
I'm gonna
And your
snap my
axe.
other hand out and grab it by his fucking Adam's
not my
apple.
car,
and
and
squeeze
somebody
like
else
a
has to pay
motherfucker.
for it.
So okay, when you do this, when your hand wraps around his neck, all you feel it tight with the muscles like in his neck because this guy is legit. And he kind of looks up at you and grins and be like, "Look, I've been waiting for this, you mouthy son of a bitch." And he snaps the axe out of your wrist and comes across with his left hand to your chest and breaks one of your ribs.
Jesus.
This is some fucking bullshit. I'm like 7 foot tall. God damn it.
That's as high as you can reach. You kind of fall down gasping for air, and you take 15 points of damage.
This is some horse shit.
No. And then he kind of kicks you, and you kind of tumble back into and he says, "Back to the pile." And
Another pile.
you're kind of laying there.
Back to the pile.
So, and then he kind of says, like, "I can't believe that fool didn't check you for weapons before he chained you up." So.
Well,
Okay.
I'm humiliated. Fucking
right.
roll.
Elias, what are you doing, big guy? And Kenzo, back to you guys.
So
Sorry, I don't really know how to go like each player without it being overlapping. So you guys are separated, so just bear with me with this part.
Sorry, I took that moment to refill my water.
Yeah, Kenzo and Elias, you guys are both there. Elias is behind this little stage. Kenzo, you crawled up on it.
yeah, so I'm up
I'm just
here.
gonna try to grab his attention.
Is this guy
You awake?
is this guy conscious?
So his head is bowed right now. He is he's a Goliath as well. He's very dark skinned. He has a white beard, bald head, and there's lash marks all over him. This guy's been beat tremendously.
Okay.
That's this guy here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can I just be like, can I whisper like, "Hey, friend,"
You can do whatever
and
you
see if
want.
I get a response?
So when you whisper it to him, he kind of just, I mean, he doesn't really stir too much. He just kind of keeps there with his head bowed.
Okay. So can I check and see like how he's bound to this here?
He's just a lot of ropes tied behind his back, and his arms kind of like the stake is coming up against his back, and his arms are tied behind the stake.
Okay. Am I able to untie him?
Yeah.
I'd like to untie him.
So you go to untie him. These things have been expertly bound, and in fact, that like it's so you struggle so much with this knot to untie it. You start to suspect that it may have been like magically tied, or there may be some kind of magic afoot. Because you're usually pretty good with knots, and this thing is not happening. Like, think of a rope that's been outside for a year and just kind of melded together.
All right. Can I see Elias from here?
Yeah, he's kind of peeking over this stage.
All right. Be like,
And go ahead.
oh, I'm gonna tell Elias like, "Hey, we got to get this guy loose."
Right.
Elias, you do recognize that this is Leosin.
Right. And obviously, I saw his attempt at the knots.
Yeah.
If my arms are 3 feet and 7 inches, that's 10 feet. That's over 10 feet 10 inches long. With my arm raised all the way up, can I touch his feetsies?
You can't touch his feet because he's not at the edge of this platform. It's a decent sized platform, but you can reach the top of the platform if you wanted to climb up.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. That's okay. I'll take it.
All right, yeah, you can just climb up. You can, as long as your token is on one of those 9 squares, you're on the platform.
Okay.
Well, I guess technically where you were, you would be too. So yeah, I mean, you can leave your token right there. I'll say that you're up on the platform. You're behind him now.
Perfect. I'm gonna touch him and do my hands of healing.
What does that look like?
That is a hand of healing, 1d6 plus 2.
What does it look like?
It's spending. Oh, it's where. So I have to make physical contact, and then it looks like in the book it's like a blue or like a white kind of yellowish light glow kind of comes out, and is the healing there, and then the poisons are green.
Okay. So the this light kind of sinks into his chest, and he kind of gasps a little bit, starts, and is like kind of his eyes kind of weakly open, and he sees Kenzo because he can't see behind him, standing in front of him. It says, "Who are you?"
I'm a friend. We got to get you out of here.
I whisper, "It's me, Elias."
Before you whisper that, he kind of looks at Kenzo, who he does not recognize, and be like, "Is this Frulam's poor attempt to get me to talk?" So once you say that, Elias, he kind of perks up a little bit more and says, "Who's behind me?"
And I just place a familiar hand on his upper arm and say, It's the man who should have been dead. Who would have been dead if not for you? How did you get caught in this mess?"
When his hand touches when your hand touches his arm, he kind of winces from all the cuts and scrapes on it. But he kind of looks at you, and his eyes go kind of wide, and he says, "Elias, is that really you?"
Yes. Yeah. Is that really you? You look like you've seen some better days.
He kind of grins. He kind of grins at you and be like, "Believe it or not, this is all according to my plan."
Mm-hmm. Always had a plan.
Yeah. He says. So he kind of recounts the history of what's happened so far. He essentially has been tracking the Dragon Cult for a while. He's kind of monitored what they've been doing and how they've been ramping up these attacks. He tried to infiltrate them, but was discovered. He had stationed himself at Green Nest because he suspected them to attack their next in their attacks, and actually was able to infiltrate on their return, but was discovered by Frulam, and Frulam was very surprised but elated to find Leosin and immediately imprisoned him with a massive. I mean, this guy fought like hell, but like he's just so outnumbered. So he said he looks at you and be like, "They're going to execute me tomorrow."
Not if we got anything to say about it.
Along with the other prisoners.
On our watch.
Got any ideas on how to get him loose, Elias?
Well, let me ask first, Leosin. Would we be disrupting your plans if we let you out? If we let you loose now?
You would. I would rather you leave me be. And he kind of coughs up some blood.
Can you let us know at least what the plan is? How can we help?
I told you, I believe there's more information I can gather from this cult. Save the villagers. I'll find my own way out.
So, are these guys up here, or is everybody asleep?
Most of them are. Some of them starting to stir. You see Rich kind of talking to one of them right now, and they're kind of just shooting the shit. Rich is kind of gaining some clout with that guy, and there's a couple of his buddies that are kind of starting to walk up and drinking coffee, eating breakfast with them, and he's kind of like swooning them. They're like you can tell he's building their trust. They're kind of laughing and talking back and forth with him.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be, from my loft on this top of this 10-foot terrace, I don't see any guards by the townsfolk.
Not from your viewpoint, no. You just see this big bitch of a giant that's on his knees gasping for air. Clearly very weak.
Whoa. Whoa.
I'm going to hop down, but I'm going to get next to the stairs so I can coordinate with Kenzo.
So, I've got to get my weapons back before I'll be much use to anybody.
Ooh, good point.
I
can give you something too before you, while you're looking for it. And then I hand him a short sword.
Okay.
Short sword.
You had a short. Okay. So do you have any other weapons in your inventory?
Yeah, I have a spear left.
Okay. So Kenzo, you now have a short sword.
Okay.
Rich, do you want? You've got about 3 guys now, kind of laughing it up with you. You had the soldier background, correct?
I do.
Okay. What was your token that you had from being that? Was it a set of dice or what? Cards.
Let's see. I don't know, what would it be under?
It should be under your inventory.
I have a barber kit. I got, let's see, oral health kit, holy water.
Of course you do.
Yeah, soldier gets a dice set.
Well, he gets to choose. There's different ones.
Oh.
I don't even see. I thought I had cards.
I think we
playing
supplemented.
Cards. I have playing cards.
Yeah, playing cards. So you've kind of like busted these out, and you kind of like I said, you're just talking to these guys, and you're just kind of gaining. They're definitely enjoying your company. Okay. Is there anything you would like to do with them? Talk to them, or you just good to chill?
If I can tell that they're into what I'm putting down, I'm gonna ask about Leosin again and say, anybody know what's up with that guy over there? I heard they're maybe thinking about killing the guy tomorrow. What's the deal there?
They're like, dude, that idiot. He thought he would be one of us, but he's just like, he thought he can infiltrate us. He's with some kind of weird order. The Frulam, I don't really know what's going on with that, but Frulam was overjoyed the fact that we captured him. They beat the shit out of him. Frulam, the half dragon.
Did he just have a stroke?
Sorry, I'm trying to remember. Sorry, 1 second.
Like a troll from Lord of the Rings.
The fucking Langdrodrosa Cyanrath.
What?
Langdrodrosa Cyanrath. Rich knows this as the guy that beat the shit out of the dwarf. The big half dragon.
Somebody in the group that reacts so violently to the word dragon.
Yeah, Manda and Rezimir, they all three took turns just beating him, trying to get some information out of him. But I'll tell you this, man, he is a tough nut to crack. That guy would not give up anything. But I'm surprised they didn't put him to work like the rest of the prisoners. Usually they're used for manual labor until we kill them or feed them to the hatchlings.
Could I try to deceive them and tell them that I've been studying some new torture techniques? I think I can get some answers out of this guy. I'm going to take him to a private lair and do some work for, let's see, Frulam.
They kind of look at you and be like, man, we are at the bottom of the totem pole. I don't know how high you are ranked right now, but that would have to be one of the taskmasters. That they kind of point over to the guy with the green circle around him, and it's like that guy would be the one that you'd have to convince. I don't know if they'd let you do that or not.
Okay.
But
well enough.
They did tell you that the monk is a special interest to Rezmir. Why else would she keep the creature alive anyway?
Where's Rezmir?
What Rezmir is hopes to learn from him. Anyone's guess. They don't really know, but you wouldn't want to be in his skin for sure. But Rezmir, they kind of point up to the east, further down the path, and be like Rezmir, Frulam, and Cyanrath. They get their own little special super camp, and he kind of rolls his eyes down that way. They think they're pretty badass, but. You have to clearly lick their boots just to try to a chance to get into the cult.
Yeah, I want to make a joke and say I don't lick anybody's boots, boys.
They kind of laugh and be like, "Hey, that's two." As they kind of look out of the corner of their mouth over towards the guy with the green circle around him, and he's like kind of chuckle under their breath.
Yeah, so I want to be
this fucking guy.
Huh? No, the one up here, where besides Rich.
Oh, okay.
The one that beat your ass is down here.
I'm gonna take my goodwill and get on with my day. I want to go. I see my buddies over here. I'm gonna try and lose the sight of those two guards that like me.
They're like, "Oh man, come on, don't go yet. We just started getting breakfast going."
Well, I gotta go piss on a tree, so I'll be right back.
All right.
So I'm gonna meander towards that direction with those guys too.
Yeah. Blackbeard, what you got?
Yeah, if we're meandering, I'm gonna whisper to the kid to wake his snoring ass up, and we're gonna ease that way as well.
So as you kind of start walking off, all you continue to hear is snoring.
Get up, you little fuck!
Hey, cat.
I will lightly.
And goes back to it, and he's just—this kid's dead in the world.
How big is he?
He's think of a 14-year-old scrawny little kid, teenage boy. He's probably 95 pounds.
Was at Hassan's house on Hassan's property, and Hassan didn't want him there.
Okay, as you throw him across his shoulder, he continues to snore and just kind of goes.
Obviously, this isn't something.
And is not bothered the fact that he is being moved while sleeping.
It's okay if his car gets burned down because it's not his car. He's only leasing it.
And
Also,
also,
he has insurance that's going to pay for it anyway.
All right.
This is the reason why it's okay to set cars or their liability.
All right.
Love it.
So, are we out of sight right here?
Yeah, y'all in the bushes. This is clearly the area everybody comes and takes a leak, so the ground's a little wet. And there's a giant pile of shit right beside Elias. Like, I'm talking half dragonkin size pile of shit.
Wow.
Like, think of a lot of protein.
So,
hey,
Rich,
at least 14 Curix.
Can I get my weapons back?
Kenzo, Rich is the one that has it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I asked Rich.
I want to give him back. Yeah.
All right.
Here's
Great.
And then
all
I'll
your
take.
stuff.
I'll have my sword. I'll take my short sword back since he got his inventory back.
Great.
It's good for me to have for these kind of emergencies.
All right, so the sun is almost about to peak across the edge of the cliff. The camp is definitely starting to rustle more.
Okay. Anybody got any ideas?
How do we fill in the rest of the group about what Leison told me and fuck.
I tied up, or am I
Kenzo.
just like laid in the pile?
You're just laying on the ground. Like at this point, you've kind of recovered your breath, and you're just kind of laying there.
So we all know that we're supposed to, that he needs us to not free him right now, but he needs us to free the prisoners.
Okay. I mean, I don't see any other way besides just like trying to like start a sneak attack on this group. I don't know how we're gonna get the prisoners out.
It's a good question. I mean, if we start a chain reaction that gets every section of this camp going, there's no way
Right.
we can escape.
Right.
And I feel like the party would be too large to even successfully. I mean, that would be a lot of variables to do a successful full sneak attack and escape with no one seeing us. So what would be a diplomatic, non-violent way, creative way to get these folks out? What if we Frulam and Rezmir have told us to take the prisoners to a mine, because we know that the prisoners are there to work until they die or be fed to the hatchlings. So maybe we can be the group that takes them somewhere.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't have the clothes for it, so I'm gonna have to kind of stay up here in hiding.
Well, you would be
Right
able to
now.
be part of the prisoners in transport, just fake,
Yeah.
because they already think you're there anyway.
Yeah, whatever lets
Yeah.
us march towards the capital, east on this road. Sounds good.
All right, so the sun peaks, splashing down into this horseshoe-shaped area. Holgrim, you kind of get a better look around you now. You're kind of a little more recovered from your ass whooping. And you see that, there's you see this. So you should be able to see that. So this is kind of the lay of the land where you're at, Helgrim. You came in from up in the northwest at level 1. There's a kobold camp up there, roughly about 100 kobolds. You follow the dotted line to where it's at right now, right here. This is the prisoner camp. Up here is where the humans were. Here is the kobolds. They're working together, but they definitely stay on their own sides. And that there's cliffs all around this horseshoe encampment. There's these little caves kind of in shallow caves all around the outside edges. And it's pretty steep terrain, but it looks passable in most locations. Do you have any questions about this?
Good kill box. I got it.
Yeah.
Do we notice
good rain field.
since we noticed the caves? Do we notice anybody at the entrances?
No, you can't see this far in without going deeper into the camp. But the caves, they're just natural caves. There's not really anybody up there.
I think our caves are our way out.
It's shallow caves, but
Shallow
maybe some of them go deep.
So the sun crests the horizon, lights up the camp. The camp starts coming alive. These guys start coming back down and says, the Frulam wants the prisoners, and they start walking, and this group is towed behind. with this guy bringing up the rear. And you guys,
Be the wizard.
you guys are like here. This is kind of where they're at now. And you guys see them kind of slowly being marched past.
Well, let's follow them, guys.
Aye, aye.
Okay. Alright. Next site. You guys...
Oh, wait, can
What?
I ask DM, are they taking Leosin as well?
No, they've kept him there for now. So, let me see. Paste. 1 second.
How long you gotta be, Leo?
And then,
Long
so...
enough.
Let me move these guys out of the way. So, you guys are bring up the rear, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, it's Kenzo, Teach, Elias, and Ridge. Alright. So this is kind of what you guys are going to see when you get up here. It starts, although we're still going downhill right now, kind of further into this encampment. Shit. 16. Take token. Rich. Normal vision. And the last person is Elias. Okay, this is what you guys see. That's kind of this long march to the bottom here. Damn it. I had your vision and lost it. Alright, what would you guys like to do?
So I'm gonna stay like tight with the prisoners, since they think I'm a prisoner anyway.
Okay.
We gotta do something before we get like down here to the rest of these folks.
You guys can see down here in this bottom some gnarly looking fucking guys. Like you see Frulam from Green Nest, you see the half dragon, you see another person in like these dark purpley red robes, and then you see these prowling ambush drakes as well. And then this one gnarly looking guy kind of in the back.
Definitely don't want to attack.
I don't know what else. Like, I don't know how, because we get down to the bottom, we're going to be fucked regardless. Unless somebody's got a good idea.
Nope.
If any kind of distraction is even an option at this point.
So when you say that, Ren kind of wakes up and be like, What the hell is going on?
About time, lad.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Kid, make some magic.
Magic? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Any magic.
Magic. Okay.
The distracting kind of magic.
He kind of starts sitting here. He starts scratching his head, and he's definitely kind of drowsy. But he's like, "Magic. You got this. Magic. And he starts kind of like, his hands start shaking. He's like, "What kind of magic?"
Distract somebody, kid.
Distract somebody. Fireworks. Oh, he's like, I was the best in my school at fireworks. And so he casts... Sorry, I was looking at the wrong character sheet. Apologies. I can't remember the name of it. So, all right, he's looking down over all this stuff, and he slams his hands together and pushes them out and fires a kind of a... that's not the right... That's not it either. Okay. Then none of those count. In this direction, this...
Like three good rolls and none of them count.
Yeah, this sparkling line bursts from his hands and kind of... Think of like a sparkler, but over a long range. And kind of just...
Nice.
And
Does
these
anybody
guys...
notice?
These guys see it and like, what the fuck? And kind of run up this way.
Oh.
Alright.
I can maybe try to incapacitate. Does anybody have like a paralyzing or incapacitating move. I have a prone, something to make him prone.
Or a silence. Does anybody have a silence?
Negative.
For this guy.
Got nothing.
How do we
Alright.
take advantage of this?
What's this guy looking at right now?
He's kind of like he's behind the prisoners, he doesn't really see the sparkle show. He's just kind of watching the prisoners and wondering why everybody is stopped right now. And he's got his eye on Halgrim as he opens this little flask that Halgrim used and drinks it, making eye contact with him.
Oh, I'm gonna bump into him and start talking to him.
Matt, are you muted?
Apparently so.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I figured this gentle jab would elicit a response.
Yeah, my response was, "You snarky little bitch."
All right. Anyway, what are you doing, Elias?
I'm gonna bump into him because I came from behind him. I'm gonna do my whole "I'm a giant and I bumped into you as I got in front of you" here. And I'm looking at him. I just can't get my character to look that way.
Yeah, I mean, you can just tell me which way he's looking.
Whatever. All right, I'm looking at the guy, and I'm gonna say, "Man, you don't look like you slept very well at all. Listen, I'm a really great healer, and I'm hoping that the rest of the group knows that I'm talking to him as a distraction, because now he's looking at me in this direction, facing west, and I am telling him that, wow, you look like you slept terribly, and I'm gonna heal you if you don't mind. I just have to place my hands in just the right spot. Can I place them here? What about here? Is here the best spot? No, I don't want to be too invasive. How about
This
here?
This guy's like, what the fuck, man? Like, he's definitely tired.
That's
He was up watching this whole thing happening, and he's kind of like wondering why this giant keeps like touching him in an unwanted way. And it's like he's not really like aggressive about it, but he's just kind of like, what the fuck, man? Like, why are you touching me? So,
Right. I'm gonna take advantage of this since I'm behind this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna attack him with my main hand and the hand axe.
The hand axe or your actual weapons?
Yeah, my axe. It's a hand axe. Is my main. I got my weapons back.
Oh yeah, I forgot you dual wield. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll to hit.
Does he have advantage?
He does.
Roll twice.
Come on, baby. God dang it.
So Elias's distraction is just so engulfed in this guy's attention, he doesn't even realize that your axe completely missed him and slammed him in the ground.
So I also have a offhand weapon.
Okay.
My scimitar.
Huh?
Do I have advantage on that as well?
Yeah, I mean he's clearly not paying attention.
Oh my god.
Okay. I imagine Kenzo is just flailing like an inflatable tube man right now, and connects with nothing.
14 doesn't hit?
Does not hit.
Oh my god.
Does anybody else want to do something?
I'm literally a one-trick pony. That's all I have. So.
Yeah. If I'm unbound, I'm gonna run up and shove this motherfucker and see if I can make him go prone. No, this guy.
Oh, okay. All right, give me a strength check. Or wait, that would be your strength versus my strength, I think.
The target must succeed on a strength or dexterity saving throw. It chooses which.
Okay, he's going to choose Dex. What's the save?
I don't know. Hang on, I'm trying to find that.
Probably more than 11 if I had to guess.
Is this also an advantage roll?
No.
Where do I see that at?
It'd be in
the DC for your saving throw. I don't know how to read this shit. The DC for your saving throw equals 8 plus your strength modifier and proficiency bonus.
So what that is 8 plus your proficiency bonus, which should be up there beside your charisma,
so
plus your strength bonus.
So 8, 13.
Okay, so yeah, you successfully shoved this guy to the ground.
Hey. All right, that'll make him prone.
Yeah, he's prone.
Okay.
So now
What is
we
there?
can start on
Anybody else? We're not in
Then I'm
true
gonna take my
combat.
fucking flask back.
Okay.
Okay, so I can. How many people can I carry on? Can I carry and still walk or run?
You can carry 2. These are full-size adults, one over each shoulder.
Nice.
Rich,
I pick up.
Blackbeard, what do you want to do?
You know,
Pick up 2 folks.
Oh. Shit, hold on a second.
What about you, Rich?
We're picking up prisoners and carrying them down the hill. Is that what's happening?
Wait, you guys going down the hill?
Down the
Well, I
hill.
was just picking them up. I was figured we could. I didn't know where yet.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm not picking anybody up.
So over here, he's like you starting to see some strain from his little dazzle show. Like he's starting to the Peter's about to patter.
Oh, where's the? Can we see where the caves are? Where's the closest cave? Direction.
Back the way you came. There's not really. Well, there's one big cave mouth entrance in the distance in front of or behind these guys in the bottom.
Yes, we're not going.
But there's also caves back to where you came from.
Run away!
Guys, I'm losing it here.
What do you guys
What
think?
are we
What do
doing?
we do? We have the prisoners. What do we do with this opportunity?
What were you trying to accomplish?
Whatever the closest exfil point is.
Okay. Then
Okay.
let's go, motherfuckers.
Okay.
So everybody's grabbing 2 prisoners. Is that what I hear?
Can they not walk?
They
were
walk.
literally
I
walking.
mean, they've been walking, so can we not just be like, "Hey guys, let's run this way"?
Yeah.
Let's go, Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, and then I realized how silly that was, and I placed the 2 people down and say sorry.
Got a little excited there.
All right, so you got
into the bushes.
Rich, are you trying to run back as well, or what are you doing?
No, I ain't going nowhere. I'm
You're
walking.
just posted up?
I'm in the chain gang, walking around trying to be trying to look like I'm important.
So you kind of watch them just run by.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this guy stands up as they take off running and looks at you and says, "Stop them!"
Well, fuck. What was the point of this?
No, like this guy looks at Rich and sees like them running by Rich and screams at Rich to stop for you to. For
Oh,
him.
that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna purposefully fail athletics and look aloof.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
slow.
you can do that. Yep. So you kind of fall and stumble and hit the ground, and they all kind of start taking off in this direction.
Nice.
Yeah. Like that. And so you guys successfully run off into the bushes right now. You're hidden. Do you want to keep running, or you want to stop?
I think we need to keep going until somebody stops us because we need to try to get out of this canyon.
I agree.
All right. So you guys run off screen.
Nice.
Rich?
Can we see what happens to Rich? Yeah.
One. What you got, Rich? What do you want to do? This kid right here is just like he sputters out, and he kind of is gasping like for like. I tried.
Oh my God, the kid didn't come with us.
Oh no, he was the distraction.
Oh God.
So I'm gonna
Worth it.
I'm gonna
He
help
will
this
be missed.
green guy up off his feet and be like, "Brother,
God,
can't
not
believe
forgotten.
you just got knocked on your ass. Let's go report to the boss people. Let them know what's up. Is there anything I can
Okay.
get you, sir?"
So this guy runs up and was like, I'm with him.
Yep, that's my boy.
All right, here we go.
My boy Blue.
Just so everybody can participate. This is what you see. All right. He said, "No, we can't. We can't, dude. She'll kill us. If she knows that we let him go, she'll kill us."
Okay, then I know exactly what to do. I can get some information for her that she failed to get from a guy named Leosin, And
Okay.
I'll take her bad news and good news at the same time. That will solve our problem.
Okay. If you really think you can break him, we'll go back there.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. This is Trixie's. I like this. This is not part of the plan, but I love it. All right. So these guys are not there. So you fuckers. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Fuck. Oh. Sorry, 1 second. All right, you fuckers are over in the bushes here.
In the bushes.
In the bushes.
Yay.
Rich is here. Rihanna's with Rich. Who are we missing? Elias, Kenzo, Halgrim, and Teach. And so I'm not putting the tokens out. You guys have 6 prisoners running around with you. There's no need for me to just do that all the time. So I'm gonna fix your vision real quick, and then we'll go from there. Damn it!
Oh, I have multiple tokens.
I've got 2 as well.
Where are they at? I've not seen them on my screen.
I've got 1 here and 1 here.
Oh,
I
sorry.
just put my 2 next to each other.
There's Elias, and where did you say yours is, Dylan?
I've got 1 there and 1 there.
Okay, 1 sec, I'll fix it. So yeah, you guys are. You're undercover. No one's chasing you right now. The only reason this guard has not sounded an alarm because he knows it would be his ass, because he's let him go. Sorry, I'll delete these. So you guys are watching from the bushes. You see Rich walking back with Ren, who is looking straight terrified and betrayed behind Rich because he doesn't know what else to do. And they walk up to the dude over here.
Is that fucking Harambe on stage?
Dicks out, bros.
Wow.
That's a little racist, isn't it?
Harambe.
No, so on the stage is you see this monk that's been beat down pretty bad. He's got lashes all over him and he's in major pain, but he's awake.
Cool.
So
So
the
while
guard
they're
kind of
walking,
looks
I'm
at
gonna
Rich
kinda
and be
whisper
like,
to the group.
"Do what?"
I'm gonna say, like, while they're walking up on the stage, I'm gonna kind of whisper to the group, like, "Does anybody have my weapons? And does anybody know what the fuck we're doing here?"
I just got mine back. I definitely don't have yours.
Well, that fucking blows. Then I'm gonna take a swig out of my flask, and that's all I have to say.
All right, so the guard kind of this taskmaster kind of looks at you, Rich, and be like, "Dude, you got to get something, or she's going to kill us both." And I don't know what the hell that demon is following you, but she'll kill it too.
I understand that, sir. What I need you to do is let me solve the problem and you go take care of yourself. So I'm going to take him to my facility for secret questioning, and you're going to go tend to your wounds, and you'll meet me back here in 3 hours. We'll have our solution.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Are you trying to intimidate this guy, or are you trying to just persuade him?
I would rather intimidate him or deceive him. I think it would be deception.
Okay, I'm willing to sell that. That's charisma check.
This is +4. 14.
14. Okay, so he buys it, and the reason being is because normally this guy is like he's pretty high ranking in the order. You've gathered that from the time being around him this whole time. But this guy is one of those, like, he's kind of a lot of bravado. When he gets in trouble, he freaks. He makes the wrong decision most of the time. Instead of just like coming clean and answering it, he tries to blame others for what he did wrong. And he's terrified of getting in trouble himself. So you successfully sell him on. He's now, even though you would be an underling to him, he's willing to push it onto you. You solve my problem so I don't get in trouble. And he kind of runs off.
One thing, sir, before he runs.
He said, yeah, what?
Do you have any token for me so I don't get in trouble with this VIP? Because, like I said, I only need 3 hours. I'll meet you right back here after you're done tending to yourself. I just need to be able to move around without being harassed by some of your peers.
No, I got nothing for you, man. You're either ranked or you're not. Like, people know.
All
I
right.
can't promote you myself. I'll if anybody asks, hold on. That's actually a really good point. Sorry, 1 second. If anybody asks, say that you're an initiate of the cult.
All righty, sir. 3 hours. I'll see you in a bit.
Okay. By the way, you'll need a color. What color do you want to be? Black, blue, red, green, or white?
Red. I was also
Red?
going to choose
Okay.
purple.
Just tell people you're a red cultist. Or, I'm sorry, red initiate.
All right. Too easy. Huh?
Alright, so he runs off, and you get the distinct feeling this guy ain't coming back. He is headed out to Dodge. Like, he is not wanting to get in trouble.
All right. I'm going to whisper sweet nothings into this monk's ear and say, listen, guy, I know you don't know me, but I'm your only chance. You'd better follow me, and then I'll open his lock.
So these are ropes that have been magically enchanted. Do you have anything to try to fix that?
Well, my intention was to communicate with the officer that I needed to move him to my private.
Yeah, but he's not the one that tied him up. He's a combat type. He doesn't have anything to do with magic.
Okay. Well, in that
Just rip
case.
them apart with your hands, because they're strong, and then there's army strong. Sorry.
You know, that's a success. You break them apart with your hands. No, that wouldn't be. So this little dude runs up and be like, I'll help him. Do you have anything?
That's how Harambe doesn't have hands anymore.
Yeah, little
He killed Harambe.
little red kid. Let's see what you got. You're up, kid.
It really does look like Harambe with armor on.
You bastard! You killed Harambe.
Oh,
Sweet Christ.
Dude, he just looks at these ropes, puts his hands together, and this dart of fire erupts from his hands and cleanly cuts these ropes in two, shattering the magic enchantment on them. And immediately this guy's free, and this kid just looks at you and be like, "Do you think Halgrim saw that?"
Next time, summon an anti-material rifle and we'll talk.
Has he responded to my request for him to trust me because I'm his only hope, or his best hope?
He looks at you as a stranger right now, and after seeing you talk to the other guy, he thinks you're part of the cult.
Oh, this man's gonna attack me. Okay. Well, I am gonna say, sir, I need you to follow me, and I'm gonna walk down towards being out of sight of the human camp to be with what I assume is my teammates hiding in the bushes.
So he kind of looks at you, and before you walk off, and you're not forcing me to follow you?
Well, as I told you, I'm your best chance right now. Really your only chance. So you can do what you've been doing, which doesn't look like it's working for you, or you can follow me.
I think I'll follow you. And he follows you, and Ren sneaks up behind, or kind of slinks behind. So,
all right, boys, I got the package. Which way's the exit door, and does anybody know this guy to let him know that we've got a quest from Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, can I introduce Leosin to the group and tell him about the order that he's a part of, and that I've spent time with him, and then all that?
You can share as much as you want, but I'm not going to give your lore for you.
Oh, okay. I guess,
just to be aware, camp's coming alive. So
everyone, meet Leosin. Leosin, meet the band. We got Rich, Kenzo, Halsworth, Ren, and Blackbeard. Lassen is a monk in the order of the hand, which is a extremely powerful monk group. He taught me on nearly everything I know, and we can trust him. Listen, you can trust these folks as well. I've been traveling with them for days, and
Hey, kid, I hate to cut you off, but we need to get out of here.
So as you're sitting there talking, you hear this horn blare in the distance.
Oh, thank you for cutting me off. Let's go.
So you just hear.
Yeah, I'm trying to walk with a purpose. Again, referencing that 95% confidence, 5%.
Just to be aware, you do have 6 other villagers kind of huddled up around you guys.
Oh yeah, and which direction is the cave? The nearest cave?
To the south.
Do we need to go back the way we came, or are we looking for another exit?
I think now's the time for your distraction. If you want to set a bonfire, do it now, and then let's get the hell out of this place because we have the package.
So you guys are right now about right here. Sorry, in these woods.
Okay. And you said this is traversable.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like there's not trees there, so you know you'd be exposed, and it will take some climbing. Like you couldn't do it quickly, but it is you have the ability to.
So I would like to move myself back up to the little platform where they had this guy.
Okay.
Tied down. And
so you're just running out in the open?
I'm still in a bush.
Okay.
So I would like to stealthily move to this location. I'm going to attempt to set this pyre on fire.
Fire on fire. Okay, so you're wanting to run into melee across, or like you're trying to traverse this street.
Yes, I'm right here in this bush, but I want to get to this location.
So the camp's starting to come alive after the sound of this horn. So to do that, you'll have to make a stealth check.
Okay. Some +1, but I have disadvantage.
Why would you have disadvantage?
Because I'm wearing heavy armor.
Oh, good call. You're not a very stealthy person.
So.
Oh, can I do it instead?
Pirate, maybe you should have done this.
Jesus Christ.
Can I use my candle and do this instead?
Ren kind of looks at Kenzo about to make a fatal error and was like, dude, I'll set it on fire from here.
God.
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to do a different? I'll let somebody take a different tactic before Kenzo decides to get killed.
Can I just like slink back to this bush with my head down?
Didn't the kid just offer to set it afire from a distance?
Won't they see where that's coming from though?
Not necessarily. It's magic.
Okay. I say give it a shot, but what do I know?
Alright. So the kid kind of swells up again and was like, I got this. Did y'all see the last time I used this spell? It was awesome. And
we'll take a couple steps back.
Is that the one that almost killed me? I'm also going to take a couple steps back.
How do you... Hold on, I selected the measuring... There we go, okay. Alright. So he starts chanting and attempts to cast Fire Bolt.
Why
don't I see his... Oh, there it is.
Alright, so this... because it's non-moving, not alive, it does connect, and this fire kind of hits this, and it starts smoldering, and the smoke starts rising from it.
Nice.
So,
hey, we give it just a second. That thing starts burning. They're going to wonder why the prisoner's on fire.
All right. So as you guys are waiting, the fire starts building. These horses here start like fighting against their constraints, and start like ripping against the reins, trying to get away from the smoke, and eventually break loose and take off this way. The camp is now on full alert. These kobold officers, I can't control. Hold on. These kobold officers start moving up to the road. These guys start coming down, trying to and start like trying to put out the fire.
Can we thaumaturgy this monk to try and get around without him being recognized?
Let's go.
We're
all still hidden,
minor
right?
wonder within range. You create one of the effects below. What is that? What are you trying to affect?
I want him just to look distorted. I don't want him to look like a big grizzled monk that everyone recognizes.
So thaumaturgy only applies to altered eyes, booming voice, fire play, invisible hand, or phantom sound, or tremors.
So we got nothing
I
to
say-
conceal this guy.
Yeah, while everybody's distracted, I'd say we just move south and try to traverse this cliff.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Nobody's
go,
looking
monkey
this
poo.
way.
Right.
All right.
They're looking for the horses in the fire.
So, you guys.
We want
So,
to work
because-
our way back towards the exit.
All right. So you guys are coming up about right here. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty steep climb, but because you created this distraction, everybody's eyes are way up here at the smoke and the fire. And you successfully traverse this cliff side without actually getting, or like anybody seeing you. Even the
Nice.
villagers successfully make it to the top up here.
Good.
So, you're now in the wilderness around this campsite, kind of looking down, and the camp is full of life. People are running around. The fire isn't as big of a distraction anymore now that people have realized it was just the pyre that was on fire. They're wondering. You hear yells and shouts. The prisoners, where are the sacrifices? And people are just kind of running around like crazy. And then all of a sudden you see from your vantage point, kind of hidden in the bushes, you can see the boss site here. Let me activate this. Oh, you guys, everybody can see this, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you see these two dudes and these two dudes with this one poor sap between them being marched down the hillside.
That's my buddy.
This
Can
one
we
guy,
hear?
this guy is in the middle is the one that Rich had convinced to like flee. And this guy he's crying. Like there are tears pouring down his eyes. He is think of like this guy is legit. He can fuck shit up, but now he's become this crying little girl because he knows what's coming. And so he gets thrown into the middle here. And
Are we able to hear anything, or just we can see?
You're far enough away where you can't hear anything. You hear like you see his mouth moving, but you can't hear anything, especially of the sound of the camp. And then, excuse me, excuse me. He kind of falls to his knees in front of them. This group, these four people, these four figures. This one here you recognize as the one from Green Nest, and this is the half dragon that pushed Rick's shit in. From this distance though, you see this fresh scar across his chest that he's not even wearing armor. He's kind of like showing it off in a way. It's barely mending. And then you see this big motherfucker back here. He's just kind of watching this play out. These two are new people that you haven't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
This one gestures to Frulam over here in the corner, and she walks over to this tent and drags out of this tent this little demonic-looking girl. She just kind of got her by her hair and slams her down in front of right here. And this one puts their hand on this girl's head and kind of starts patting her, kind of like you would a dog. And once again, you can't hear the voices or anything. And this one, you can't tell man or woman, points at this this guy on his knees, and you start hearing this wailing sound coming from him. It's normally you can't hear this sound, but he's that distraught. And this figure points once again at him and starts gesturing to the girl, and you can see her kind of shaking a little bit. And he like kind of slaps this little girl across the face and points harder. And then all of a sudden, this girl eyes start glowing, and this draconic head it forms around her body, and it's a red dragon head. Its scales very terrifying looking. And it opens its mouth, and this burst of dragon fire engulfs this person, and you can hear the screams from where you are of the dragon fire consuming this person and the pain. And once the dragon fire dissipates, all that's left is like a atomic shadow on the ground. There's nothing left, and it's just evaporated. And the girl falls over and passes out. Furlong grabs the girl and drags her over to the tent and throws her back inside the tent.
Want to watch me drink this guy?
So that is the scene that played out below to you guys. Yeah. So what is the plan? What do y'all want to do?
Turn our quest in.
Find the yellow question mark.
So, are we able to like go around this way and stay up over the cliffs and kind of go back? I think we need to go back towards the mayor or whatever with the people we've saved.
So yeah, you're thinking of like the wilderness, like the wilds. It's not. You guys are deep in it right now. There's you can see from up where you are, some of the camp is starting to mobilize and heading towards the entrance. It's clear that they're going to try to find these prisoners.
Can we fast travel?
No. So, I don't have... Hold on, let me see if I have the overall map. Sword Coast, I do. Can everybody see... Why is this not... Can everybody see this?
No, it's black.
Why is it... Let me check vision real quick. Sword Coast. Lighting. It's still nothing, right? Why is this not loading? I don't know.
That's great. Oh, it's great now.
I don't know why it's not loading. Oh, shit.
Can you believe they changed that name in the last administration for a little bit?
What are they?
But we'll forget all about that. We're going to forget all about it. I want to just say God bless.
I don't know. For some reason it won't load. I don't know why. If everyone will look at
the Sword Coast picture.
The Sword Coast in
I want to
the.
thank so many incredible soldiers.
I'm an initiate. Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Pilots, warriors for.
What did they call right before that?
Let me find the picture one more time, and I'll repost it into the Dungeons and Dragons chat. Nest, Green Nest. Sorry guys, I don't know why this didn't save, but I've got it right here. Green Nest.
I think this is some random ass shit.
Kids up. Great. Sword Coast map. Yeah, here it is.
There we go.
All right, everybody, look in your Discord. You should be able to see it here. You just open it up that way. I don't want to take the time to figure out how to open it up in this. So if you look, it's in the Dungeons and Dragons channel.
No, sorry, I'm on the map. I said, where are we at? Where are we looking?
Okay.
Yeah.
So to the south, you see at the very south, you see Green Nest.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So roughly, you guys are to the south east of Green Nest, kind of where those cliffs kind of end at the end of the map.
Almond?
Huh?
No.
To the southeast.
Oh.
Kind of where that road comes out of Erebor. You guys have kind of followed that a little ways, but you're not entirely sure where you are. You are in the wilderness now. What was y'all's ultimate plan? What are you trying to do?
Low key,
Trying to get back to Green Nest.
Okay. So
we use survival.
You guys are in the wilds now. So It's about a 3-day journey back to Green Nest. Who is leading this in the woods? Who's the most woody?
I have a plus 2 on survival.
Me too.
Okay. I just need
I've got a
a
-1, so.
so follow the Halgrim. Anyway, so just let me know who wants to lead us back to Green Nest.
I've not been rolling very good lately, so if you want, whoever else has got that plus 2 on the survival, maybe.
All right, I'll do it. Me and Leosin will do it.
13.
All right, but they have
So
guidance.
okay,
They should have guidance also.
Yeah, that's fine. Give it 1d4. We want to guide you back.
Oh, hold on. Macro. Don't have.
So 16. Okay. So Elias is actually pretty effective at getting you guys back to Green Nest. You just kind of stumble out of the wilderness after. Damn, none of these Chapter 1 maps will load. I'm sorry. Anyway, so for some reason the whole first chapter won't load. I'll have to fix that later. So you guys have made it back to Green Nest. He effectively leads you out of the wilderness. Everybody should reduce by 3 rations. But also, where does that leave everyone's rations?
Let me check.
Good, -3.
Yeah.
Let's see.
-3, I still have 7.
Okay.
I have 6.
I've got
After 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
So you guys had, what about Halgrim?
I got 10.
All right. Is that after you used 3?
Yep.
All right. So you guys had 6 villagers plus Leosin. So you had 7 in a 3-day journey. To stay alive, they'd had to have a ration each. So you're looking at 21 rations. Would you guys like to share your rations with them, or do you want to let them die?
I can give.
Can you imagine making it out of the cave just to let them starve as they watch you eat?
I can give 4.
Okay, so Rich, you're 5.
Yeah, I'll share 5.
So it's 10. Kenzo, that's 14.
I can give about 3.
I'll do another 5.
So 14, 19. So that comes out to 21 even. Everybody reduced by that much.
Actually, the last one there would only need to give 4. We had 17.
Oh,
He
nice.
said-
Okay.
Do they
he
have
said
to
5,
eat every
3.
day?
Every day. So, in this 3-day journey, Ren kind of walks up to Teach and be like, I forgot to bring food.
I've only got 1 spare.
He kind of snatches it and be like, that'll do, and eats it real quick.
Alright.
So the next day he walks up to Halgrim and be like, do you have anything to eat besides protein powder?
I'm gonna hand him the flask.
Be like, I can't live off of this. Do you have any rations I can have?
I'll give him 1.
Okay. And then he kind of walks up to Rich, who is now his new buddy, and asks for a ration for the final day. Mr. Rich, can I have a ration?
I'm fresh out, buddy. I spent.
Does
3
anybody
on
have a
myself.
ration for me? I don't want to starve since I saved us with my fire.
I'll give him 1.
Okay, so he eats that greedily. All right, so y'all reduce your rations. All right. So you guys successfully arrived into Green Nest. You kind of, as the villagers come back into Green Nest, they kind of separate on their own. They're in just awe of this party, this fellowship, one would say, and are just so happy. And they're just like,
I feel like Rich is dragging anchors.
He's what?
Rich has done all the work. He's dragging anchors. I feel like I haven't done shit.
Well, you guys have I mean, these villagers are just they're crying, they're kissing you guys. They're just so happy. You are the heroes of lore to them. You guys make it back to Green Nest. You get to the keep. Governor Nighthale is just over the moon. Not only have you rescued 6 villagers, you've also rescued Leosin, who now is in the infirmary being tended to. The Nighthale pays each of you 250 gold.
Yeah.
And publicly praises your courage and daring and has a feast in your honor for the town. So, with that, we'll call it tonight.
Any big-titted bitches for the night?
How about some, some levels?
We'll pick up the feast at the next session of like what's going on with the feast. Level wise, you all level to level 4.
Oh, good right.
So sometime before next session, research your level 4. It should be a pretty simple level.
Yeah, 3 was a big one.
Yeah, 3 was a huge one. 4 should be a simple one, but level your characters up, choose what you need, and be ready to rock and roll in 2 weeks.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Woo, good game, everybody.
Thanks for hosting.
Nice.
Guys, you successfully made it through a session without combat.
Wow.
We're learning.
Because you would have died. 100%. I was going to kill every one of you and reset the campaign.
I think
fucking tried.
Murder hobo campaigns are like notoriously not super great. Right?
Yeah.
So the whole like,
Yeah.
we see someone, we fight them is murder hobo like, and I don't know. It seems like a waste of time.
Malcolm tried and he got his ass kicked. But for the most part, there was a lot of ways to handle that camp. You actually did a really, really good job. It could have went a lot worse. There was other alternatives that ended up getting you captured. But that went a lot better than I thought it was going to go, to be honest.
Well, that's the reason I wanted to be a prisoner, because everybody else was going to be able to just pretty much walk around, it seemed like. So.
And that was actually a really good idea. And you had the right idea with your echo, but I was waiting for you to summon it like in the bushes and teleport, like switch places. You teleported, you sent it right in front of the guy.
Well, honestly, I was going to attack the dude, but I couldn't get in a good spot for a surprise attack, so that's the reason I just kind of let it happen.
I got you. Okay. Well,
I was trying to Assassin's Creed that dude, and just put him to sleep.
If he would have been just a normal dude, you probably would have been successful. But those guys were pretty legit. But you did successfully shove one guy down. Like that was a pretty good feat for those guys. Don't be afraid to. I know we've been super heavy combat oriented, but don't be afraid to be kind of more liberal with your spells outside of combat. There should be enough short rests, long rests where you may have a combat where you don't have as much as you normally do, but like the Ren using his spells outside of combat and various other things that you guys did. Don't be afraid to do that. But that's also a long rest with your level up. So
tonight felt like the first night that it was not linear. It felt very linear before.
Yeah.
And tonight felt like we had choices. Which was
unexpected, yeah, for sure.
Okie dokie. Well, I'll see you gentlemen in about 2 weeks. Come prepared.
Cool.
GG.
Thanks.